Blundell Park. Battle of the basement boys. Not my words, but the bookmakers. The favourites for relegation, Grimsby and Crewe. Early chance for Jonathan Rowan hitting the post with that left foot effort. The goal, the only goal of the game as it proved, came after 50 minutes.
Yes, applied by Rowan again. Intelligent ball across the front of the box. Wayne Burnett scores.
Crewe did have one or two chances towards the end as they battled to salvage a point. This was probably the best of them. Colin Little forcing a great one-handed save from Danny Coyne. That's the way it finished at Blundell Park. Grimsby 1, Crewe Alexandra.
Lunt collects again. Collects possession, gets the effort away, just unable to keep it down. Hendon wants to pick out Sibon, who's being marked by Efisodji. It's down for Solvit. The width is with a Koku even. And that's another decent shot that will come and in from Sibon. Gerard Sibon gets the opening goal of the game. An easy tap in. Sean Smith, plenty of players forward. Sodji in there along with Tate. Sodji reaching the ball, Pressman clears it, but Holt should have picked up the pieces. Crewe have their first corner, they should have had their first goal. Back down for Brammer. Oh, in fact it's Navarro who's looked in the area for Holt. Lunt is there too. Kenny Lunt trying to cause a corner kick, instead it will come through for Paul Tate, who really should have done better. A dreadful miss from Paul Tate, one that you would probably expect maybe at Twickenham, but not here at the Alexandra Stadium. Lunt once more. Might even fancy a shooting opportunity, Kenny Lunt, and it would have gone in. A wonder stop again from Kevin Pressman.
That's great. I mean, what's going on here? Well,
Lunt down for Holtz. How we'd love to end the half with a way, a foot too high, but Pressman did have it covered. Here goes Smith. Oh, and it's so nearly a moment to remember from the captain, who's had a quiet afternoon. Hendon here for Sheffield Wednesday, who will love a second. Bancurley's mistake has given them a second. It's game, set and match to Peter Shreves and Sheffield Wednesday. And Paul McLaren with the simplest of tap-ins. The player that arrived from Luton Town makes his mark and doubles Sheffield Wednesday's lead. Here's Mark Richards, the Blackburn player. Could have done with a little better layoff. Jack did the hard job just keeping it in play.
Jack switched flanks. Whether Dario's told him to do that or not, I don't know. But Crewe just look like, I don't know, they're interested in maybe getting a goal or something.
Little, who's been lively since he's come into play, wanting to get possession, wanting to get involved, and wanting to get a go. And how close was he, Adam, then to getting it?
Well, it was a whiskers away from the post, really. And
as Holtz goes through and nearly flicks in Crewe's opening goal of the season, a whisker away from getting it back to 2-1.
Well, it's another chance gone begging, isn't it?
I was disappointed with them both. I mean, the game always changes on goals and missed goals. You know, we missed two good chances in the first half, not through lack of effort, but we missed them nevertheless. And then George dropped two. You know, drops one, you feel as though you can recover. We're working very hard to get back in it. Drops another one. They beat us to both rebounds. Neither centre halves did very well for either of the goals, and then I still thought we could pull this out. I thought we were controlling the game quite well, but we lost half the team then. I think half the team gave up really and decided it was a bit hard going. The other half kept running about but didn't really think very well, and after we'd taken Tate off, we needed to play more football, and we were then chipping more high balls down the middle, so you felt at that stage the centre halves were 20 yards adrift of their men, that you really didn't know whether to start at the back or the front. And so, to be honest, I think
today, and we've had the heartbeat of the game, and that's a word that I use quite frequently. I think the main heartbeat of the game was ours. I think we took the game to Crewe, pushed two big strikers up front. We came here last year, we got murdered. Crewe passed the ball around us at the back, and you know, tactically that was a big problem for us.
Cup, and it will be decided on the night at York who would go through to the second round. Crewe started the better of the two teams. A passing move that went across the field in the first 5 minutes, and after a neat cross from Rob Holtz, watch out for Crewe's forgotten man of the season, Colin Little, diving in for his first of the term. Before half-time, York City had replied. Sean Smith's free kick is charged down, and watch the way that the Yorkshire side respond. Edmondson with the ball through. Nergin is then the player that supplies the ball in for Lee Bullock, and Ince can't hold the shot. His rebound is knocked in to make the scores level. That forces the contest into extra time, and York are the first to strike after 108 minutes. The mistake in the centre part of midfield, allowing Nergin to have possession. Fielding then gets involved, Nergin again, and it's finally finished by Chris Brass. And for the first time on the evening, York are in front, to the delight of the home supporters. It took Crewe 4 minutes to get themselves back on level terms though. Sean Smith with a raking ball across field, and then the two Lone Stars came into play. Alan Navarro, who would later go to Tranmere, and Mark Richards, on loan from Blackburn Rovers, getting the equaliser after 112 minutes. Mark Richards' goal then forcing penalties, an emphatic strike from Smith, who would later go on to miss 4 consecutive penalties for Crewe. That's in the latter part of the term. Here's Brass making it 1-1. He was the player that put York in front. Now comes record signing Dave Brammer, and he makes it 2-1. But City respond. This is Graham Potter to make it 2-2. Now the turn of Steve McCauley in his testimonial year to try and make it 3-2. Well, we've seen enough of Lee Nergin on this evening, but he would emphatically make it 3-3. Alan Navarro continues the 100% record, making it 4. And the substitute, Scott Emerson, gets in on the act to bring it level again. Clayton Ince within a whisker. The final penalty of the 5 fell to Kenny Lunt, and he was up to the demands that it posed. And that put the pressure on Proctor. He too responded. We're now into sudden death, and it falls to Mark Richards, who equalised in the 112th minute to score and put Crewe in front. And after 11 consecutive penalties, the miss comes from Richard Cooper. Clayton Ince down to his right with a fantastic stop. Crewe are through to the second round of the Worthington Cup after a hard-fought victory.
Peter Stevenson spent the day with Dario.
To Dario Gradi, the longest-serving manager in the Nationwide League, says it's been an exciting journey with the Railwaymen.
I think we're a proper football club. You know, we've established good working relationships with the board and with the players, and got a good staff, and we've got a real battle on our hands to stay in this league and consolidate. So that's as stimulating a challenge as I need at this moment. Thank you.
And you mentioned the challenge. I mean, clearly today's game, Manchester City, I mean, in a way, I guess that brings it home, the gulf that exists even in Division 1.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it, you know, that we're actually matching them. You know, we'll go to Manchester City, there'll be 30,000 people there, will there? And good facilities, be a good atmosphere to the game. And the players will say, well, we've got getting used to this. We've been here before. We're enjoying it, and we know if we play well that we're in with a chance.
Gradi's taken Crewe from the old Division 4 to a 5th successive season in Division 1. Today that meant a short trip north to Manchester City, a different world in terms of finance, fans and that stability.
I've never gone to the boardroom after a game and come out feeling worse than when I went in. So nobody ever depresses me in the boardroom by you know, telling me where the team went wrong, and they're all very supportive.
In a scrappy opening half an hour, Crewe had some decent chances. Rob Hulse went close and soon afterwards they hit the woodwork. But City's Danny Granville then began causing problems. He was booked for diving after this incident, and in City's next attack crossed perfectly for Paolo Wanchop to open the scoring. Crewe responded by starting to threaten Nicky Weaver's goal. Weaver minus a stone in weight, plus that blonde rinse. But a handball decision at the other end gave City skipper Stuart Pearce the chance to double his side's lead, which he accepted comfortably. 2-0 up at half-time, game over. But no, remember, this is City, and within 6 minutes, Crewe were level. Last season's top scorer, Hulse, was first to take advantage of some poor defending. Nothing to get too excited about. But Colin Little then stunned Kevin Keegan's team by equalising. You sensed, though, someone had seen it all before. Kevin Keegan's hopes of making Main Road a fortress looked forlorn as City struggled to find any rhythm at all in the second half. Only a fine Weaver's save kept them in the game. It was substitute Darren Huckabee who swung the match. He created the third City goal, emphatically put away by Sean Gota. You could feel the relief around Moss side. Crewe substitute Mark Richards really should have levelled, no more than they deserved, until City found that extra gear. Crewe's defence fell apart in the final minutes as the goat was fed and promptly obliged. Wanchop took full advantage of more disarray to complete the scoring, albeit a 5-2 scoreline didn't do Crewe full justice.
We looked like we might go under at one stage, but football's a strange game. I mean, Darry will get on the coach going home and thinking, how do we lose that 5-2? And I'll get in my car going home and think, how do we win it 5-2? You know, drive you crazy, this game.
You both enjoyed it?
I did. I haven't talked to Dario yet. He hasn't gone grey, has he?
So, City go to Burnley in good heart on Monday. Crewe and Dario Gradi are still searching for their first point.
I'm trying to win football matches, and if I could do something different to pick up points, then I'd do it. All I can do is look at the performance and try to improve on it. And the points will have to look after themselves, I'm afraid.
Who sit high in the air. Sadlier. Super ball on. Cahill can't collect. It's still with Millwall. Robbie Ryan looking for Claridge. Bankirli completely misses it, and Sadlier's header goes on top of the bar. Another huge mistake from Bankirli, Adam. Working very well as a unit, and Mark McGee's Millwall. As Eiffel's ball there and typifies Cahill, but for a Bankirli special, would have scored. There we see the best of Bankirli. And look at the space now that Navarro has. If one player can ignite this game, it's Alan Navarro. Holtz, the leading goal scorer, or one of them from last term. Support as well from Lunt. Lunt twisting and turning his way through. And again, the shot was well directed, although in the end his angle was straight at the keeper. A big favourite of mine is Neil Savell, not just because he's come through from a club like Macclesfield Town after leaving Crewe, but for the fact that he was ever present for the last 2 seasons. Holt. Oh, this is an excellent chance. Kenny Lunt. Oh, within a whisker. That would have been the moment that would have given Crewe the fillip that they needed.
Yeah, it was a cracking piece, excellent piece of football from Crewe.
Colin Little coming on, it's made Rob Hulse's job quite clear now. He's going to be the person that's going to be sort of the target man if they do decide to bring balls up in the air, and he will be holding it off because there's no doubt he's
Sadlier burst in the area, Sodji's lost him, Sadlier against the post, it could still be in, Livermore, and the ball is deflected for a corner.
Chance really to push forward, but that was a poor pass.
Go Rodney Jack, you need to turn, and he's done that. Now what else can he do? That's 2 defeated, there's the 3rd, still Rodney Jack, and the shot against the post, it could be in from Lunt, Holtz if he can touch. Sodji with Livermore, Livermore's first to his feet, support as well from Sadlier, who tips the ball the right side of the post if you're a Crewe fan, the wrong side if you're a Millwall supporter. Holtz, an opportunity for Rob Holtz, his first of the half, brings out the best in Tony Warner.
Did everything right there, Rob Holtz.
Brammer.
Crewe purple patch, Little in for Rob Holtz after more good passing from the Alex. Holtz twisting and turning, and then brought down. The referee, no hesitation, points to the spot. Oh my word. Robbie Ryan's complaining, but he can have none. They pay the penalty, Millwall. Sean Smith, he's been captain this season, he's not captain this evening, and has seen a rare penalty palmed away. Doesn't normally miss. You can normally put your mortgage on Sean Smith.
He's really to go Rob Holt, he's worked so
quickly taken through. Holtz behind the defence. Holtz in and goal! Rob Holtz with his 2nd of the season. The first here at the Railtrack Stadium. And what a time to do it. The Alexandra Stadium, the Railtrack stand. The 7,000 Crewe fans go delirious. They've got themselves off and running. And Sean Smith, along with the rest of us, makes a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, delighted, and we've all breathed a huge sigh of relief that our first points have come. So yeah, we're pleased with that.
And you must be equally pleased with scoring. It is your first goal of the season, I believe.
Second, Franco.
Excuse me.
Get it right.
I'm extremely sorry about that.
Yeah, it's my second.
So will you be hoping to improve on the 11 goals from last season?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And how did you see Millwall's performance this evening?
They're a very tough team. Who, you know, when they've saved the penalty, I thought it's not going to be our night. I thought, you know, luck's not going to go our way again. But luckily we've come back into it with all the lads. I thought we're all a bit tired because we've had a tough run in over the past couple of weeks. But we've dug in and got the points.
Very crucial. We needed the 3 points to, boost our morale because we lost our first 3 games, and we deserve draws from those games, and especially against Sheffield Wednesday, we're supposed to have a win there. But today we got our 3 points, and we're happy with that.
Yeah, and it seemed to be a great team performance as well, and several key members there. Rob Holt scoring a great goal.
Well, that's what Dario said he's there for, but at the end of the day, everybody worked hard, and Dario said he wanted us to go out as players a team, and that's what we did.
And how difficult was it to play against this Millwall side? Because they looked to be the side that did most of the attacking in the first half, Crewe on the back foot.
Well, we can't say we were on the back foot, but at the end of the day, Dario said they shouldn't get behind us, and they never got behind us. They were just playing it in front of us, so to be honest, we did our best.
Yeah, and Rob's goal?
Hey, he took it well. Got a penalty for us. We missed it, but he took the goal well, and that's all we needed. 1 goal, and we got 3 points.
And Sean Smith's penalty, he doesn't miss many of them. What was he thinking, do you think, after that?
Nah, he just got on with it. He missed it, but at the end of the day, he knows that we just have to keep on going, and that's what we did.
And he was more relieved than many when Rob Holt scored that goal.
Yeah, everybody would be relieved for that actually, because when he missed it, we'd say, oh my God, it's going to be another day. But after Rob got the goal, we were relieved with that.
The Brazilian again, turning and twisting, Brightwell, and that cross, it's hanging in the air, and well, that was not, but George just let go of it, still not cleared. Is he going to be in offside position, do you think? attack. Some sliding tackles there going in, but Crewe have made them all with Jack. He's running forward now. Jack will shoot. Ooh, not a bad effort.
The earlier attack that Walsall had with where Bankole did pull down.
Sorry, Francesco. Goodman with the half-decent cross there, and it's still not cleared by Crewe. Ooh, not a bad effort by Lieto there. Play the more intelligent footballs against your teams that have got players that can sort of counteract that, your Bradfords and your Birminghams. But that's not bad defending again by Walsall. It's giving Jack the opportunity to run forward. He'll try a shot, and he's brought a great save there by Van Walker.
Yeah, but it was maybe a little bit too ambitious.
Still playing with 4 at the back when they're defending, but oh, Jack's got in here. Jack! Oh, excellent finish. Terrible defending by Walsall, let him through. I think it was Tilson who really made the most of it, and Jack was there, took his time, composed himself. And Hulse has gone behind here. He's still riding the challenges. Oh! Little, Jack! Little again! Oh, that's not bad overhead kicking it and walking to Ivan.
Yeah, looking shaky at the back at the moment, aren't they, Walsall? It's now the 5th season in Division 1. The team have become a lot, you know, physically stronger and fitter, and it obviously pays.
Oh, lovely ball. Kenny Lunt, sorry. He's got in and he's scored an absolutely magnificent goal. Produced with some excellent passing on the near side with Collins. Little playing the inside, and Kenny Lunt scores an excellent goal, which really James Walker again had no chance of what finishing, Francesco.
It's great to see that we haven't had to rely on forwards to get goals this afternoon. They've come from 2 midfield players, which all bodes well for the future.
Simpson. Oh, what a goal! Well, to me, Francesco, that will go down as one of the goals of the season because he had ample time really to hit it. George was well being as soon as he hit his foot.
Just waiting for how much injury time is going to be added. It's just come up any moment. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be quite a few minutes for Crewe.
I'm looking for about 3 at least, Francesco. I think all Crewe fans will be looking for a lot less really for the behind the whistle. As Hulse skips away. He's got in behind, Rob Hulse, 1 touch, 2 touch, maybe 1-2 touch for too many.
But overall, I have to say that the team has done better today than we've done in many of the games, or possibly in any of the games we've played, in terms of possession and the way we pass the ball. But we've come off with no points, and if we keep coming off with no points, that adds up to problems.
Well, all games are going to be difficult. I just said to Ray, they're always going to be a hard season. They're all hard games in this league. He's worked to improve his team. We've worked to improve ours. I thought it was quite a good quality game. Both sides were passing it quite well. We had that break in the first half. It wasn't easy to play. I mean, you can see it's still blustery here. We're not far off the pitch. We had the break, but credit to Rodney for being on those runs. You know, we keep on to him about trying to get in there, and he did it. Got in, finished very well. And Kenny did a super, I thought, and Colin. They all did well for the second goal. I was impressed with that goal. It's the sort of goal I want to see Kenny get more often. We're able to play him further forward this year because of Dave Brammer. So that's exciting. That's got options. So I thought we were doing okay. Goal a bit out of the blue. We're going to have some pressure. I mean, they were going to be 2-0 down. They're going to be throwing everything at us, and they were. But we were holding fine. We've got to hit them on the break in those situations. But it was a bit of a goal out of the blue, which made it the usual excitement, the usual nail-biting finish here, George, that we've grown to get used to and love so well. We don't often come out on the wrong side of those, do we? We don't actually capitulate at the end very often.
We haven't scored many between us this season. We've had a few chances, and luckily enough we both could score one today.
I can see your goal came throughout, Daniel, asking you to be pushing forward a little bit more.
Well, yeah, this year we've been playing with 2 in midfield, and I've been able to get forward a lot more.
And how did you feel the play to your goal came about?
Well, all I know is came into Cole Little, he let it run, and came on the end of it.
Rodney, your goal, came about from a cracking back heel from Andy Tilson.
Well, it's all about anticipation, really. I got in there, and unfortunately for me, it fell to me, and I had a shot, and it went in.
And to be fair, both cracking finishes there.
Yes, I mean, that's all we wanted to start. We wanted to start off on a high. We got the chance, and we built from there. On time, we was a bit under pressure, but we soaked it up, and we hit them on the break. And fortunately for us, Kenny Lunt get his goal and ease the pressure a bit.
And Kenny, were you glad your goal went in?
Yeah, I was made up. I thought the second killed it off a bit, but because we were defending well, and it took a great goal from them to get back in the game.
A day that will go down in history due to mass terrorist destruction. Football this evening seems rather irrelevant next to the thousands of deaths in America this afternoon. An early opportunity for Crewe for Holtz, and Turley, the keeper that has played in the Football League before now, produces a wonderful start. Hope they can be provided it from this corner kick and we can fill the net. Smith with the corner kick, looking for the head of Thomas. It should be Turley's, who's then flat. It's down loose for Thomas, and that should have been headed in by Rob Holtz, who somehow saw the ball pass by his left earlobe. Brady has pushed in the field once more to allow Mustafa to go outside. Smith committed himself too quickly. Mustafa's shot will give Patmore a tap in, and the lead has not gone to Rushden Diamonds. Alex is saved by the offside flag. I'm waiting for Sean Carey to tie, because he's just about covered every blade of grass. Splendid performance from him. And he'll be one of the players that I'm sure Dario will praise after this game, along with this fella, Seger, who's got a clear opportunity here. Walton is beaten. Seger to finish, and was within a whisker of doing such. It was a wonderful strike from Seger. Seger went for the pullback to Brady. An important block by Thomas. An important block in the hands of Walton, and that was a very dangerous moment for Crewe. I wouldn't have been against the referee then making a decision such as a penalty, because it certainly struck the hands of Walton. Jack. Oh, here goes Rodney. Through two, clear block. That will be a free kick.
So extra time looming. Rodney just getting some attention.
And Crewe are going to play with 10 men, Frankie.
Crewe with it all to do. 10 men against 11 now.
And I suppose they could be playing for penalties.
Possibly. But Rushden come out and look like they're
going. Here's Carey. Oh, that's a penalty. Sodji straight in him, and Carey has got a spot kick for Rushden Diamonds in the first 60 seconds of the first half of extra time. It's Underwood against Clayton Ince. Ince in front of the home support. Underwood with the opportunity to really put Crewe behind. Well, I think the noise from the crowd best demonstrates that penalty kick from Paul Underwood. I'd like to see him inside the penalty area on what he can do there. Well, look at the run of Barrett now, after Navarro's touch. Good touch from Barrett. Will now get an opportunity to see how he fares in the final third. He's laid it on a plate for Rob Holtz. And who should come up with the block but Tarkan Mustafa. As it is, we've got a corner, the first in extra time. Make it the fifth in the game. Billy Turley's waiting, and that's a goal for Dave Walton. It's there. Crewe have the lead thanks to Dave Walton, their former captain. His first goal for many a season, and it's good night Vienna now, thankfully, for Rushden and Diamonds. Is Simon Warren.
Yeah, double substitution there for Rushden. Brian Talbot really going for it now. Whether Crewe can make it too.
Here's Holtz against Rodwell. Oh, he's fouled. Penalty kick Crewe. A chance for them to double their lead. And look at the supporters. That's how much it means to them. They've waited patiently all evening. They've knocked at the door, Crewe, at times, and now they've finally found a way through with Walton's header. And if Sean Smith can keep his nerve, which he does, Crewe are through to the next round. It's now certain. Crewe Alexandra 2, Rushden and Diamonds 0. The third division side finally put out of the Worthington Cup. After a brave effort, they've missed a penalty kick. As Billy Turley ends the night even worse for Rushden and Diamonds. His answering back after being booked for a similar offence has now seen him booked again. and he is now sent from the field. But it's all turned around in the second period, and I'm not even sure a fortune teller could have predicted the events in the second 15 minutes of extra time.
18th against 14th. The first half was goalless. This was perhaps the best effort. Mike Sharon threading the ball through. Bruce Dyer trying to get on the end of it. Adamoli Bankole out quickly to make the stop. Barnsley continued to probe. Bruce Dyer with the cross, and Dean Gorey with the shot eventually just wide of that left-hand post. We had to wait to the second half for the opening goal, Robbie.
Yeah, Dean Gorey again reads the back pass by Dave Walton and nips in to give Barnsley the lead.
That's the way it stayed until the 78th minute, and when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. Bruce Dyer's attempted shot cannons off a defender, and there's Alex Neil to notch his first goal for the club. 2-0 to Barnsley, and this was a late Crewe opportunity. Alan Navarro, a good stop by Alan Marriott at the net.
Yeah, nice to keep a clean sheet and nice to get 3 points at home. But I think it could have maybe been more convincing than what it was. But you know, you're always going to be allowed to play football against Crewe. They're a good footballing team. They've got some very good youngsters, and it was always going to be a difficult game for us. But we're pleased to get the 3 points and create the chances that we did.
Opportunity for Wimbledon. It's a corner after just 2 minutes. Nielsen. It's cleared out, and here's Wayne Brown. Oh, the player on loan from Ipswich Town has given Wimbledon the lead. Within 90 seconds, the Dons are in front. They scored 4 here last term, and they're off and running again. Smith, after the spreaded ball by Brammer. Little, and no Rob Hults. Oh, he's denied at the near post, and the keeper responds with a second save. Since the goal, Crewe have responded well, and they're trying to get themselves back on level terms. Hults trying to tee players up. Collins, Lunt. There's 7 bodies in the centre. Smith finds Colin Little. His ball over the top for Brammer, and there's Collins. Been better directing it on target. Took it away in the end.
Well, in significance if that positive start that the Alex have made to this second half ends in a second goal for Wimbledon. Well, that's a great ball in, and it's against the foot of the post by Nielsen. Now he's about to make his first substitution. As Crewe go looking for the equaliser. They have the ball with Kenny Lunt. Lunt with bodies in the boxes. The ball's deflected through to Rob Hults, who did get a good connection, but couldn't keep it down. Looking across the far side to see who it is that Dyo's bringing in as Macaulay makes another mistake. Here's David Connolly, whose deflected shot goes in. Wimbledon's lead is doubled. The Republic of Ireland international gets the second goal of the evening for the Dons. Connolly, forward by Roberts. Curley hesitates for a second. Navarro then makes the bigger mistake, and Connolly, and Cooper rather, has the chance to make it 3. Kevin Cooper sealing the 3 points for Wimbledon. A cool finish, but another defensive error. Navarro and Bankole in all sorts of bother.
People saying that they produced in a couple of seasons. The first half, they were absolutely outstanding, and Streets was playing that day. So will Kenny Lunt.
All through for Connolly. He's half slipped, and Nielsen steps in to make it 4. Alan Nielsen seals the victory for Wimbledon. It's icing on the cake time now for Terry Burton's goal. Now little battles haven't we won in the full-back bursts in recent weeks. We do see that point, and how David Wright is a key player in Crewe's formation. Hults touching the ball on for Little, who's onside. Colin Little. The save is made, and then the rebound now with Rodney Jack, who blasts it over the bar. Ifs and buts and maybes.
This is by far the best first half performance we've seen from Crewe all season. And they're attempting to play football.
Let's have something from it. Sean Smith, the captain, with a free kick. Hults is in there, so is Walton. They're both in motion at the near post, and Walton's up for the ball. Hults is on the deck. Crewe are 1-0 up. Rob Hults with his 3rd of the season, clinical from 6 yards out.
Good anticipation again from Rob Hults. This young player, to me, he seems to struggle with that partner up front to me, but his anticipation, his awareness, the way he reads the game is first class. We've got to score, it's hard to say. He was the last person back, I feel, but he was in such a way that, you know, Walton
Here's Jack, touching the ball on for Colin Little. Little with two defenders in the way, one of them's Neil Cox, Mr. Danson, wrong look at the situation, a hard stare. Yes, he'd be one of the players that I would single out as not playing up to the potential that we expected before kick-off. Smith to Marcus Gale, who will try and show himself now from distance, and does. Wonderful strike from Marcus Gale. Just when you're criticising, the man comes up with something to commend.
There's a few problems with the ball coming into the area for the Crewe defenders.
It's Big George, he's had his moments in the air, and he's going to go again now. His punch goes straight to Tommy Smith, whose ball will be headed off the line and used by the chest of After the Sarju. 5-star effort of that. That moment alone was worth the entrance fee. No pressure then on After the Sarju, was there, Frankie?
Oh, what audacity. That defender was absolutely outrageous. For a First Division team to be so confident in knocking the ball about and attacking like that was brilliant to see.
Robinson now on this near side. A long ball from him, looking for Smith. Oh, Bankirley has earned his wage. A wonderful stop at his near post.
Yeah, I think that our performance on Tuesday was good. Today it was even better. So it's encouraging that things are starting to get much better. But unfortunately, we're not getting results at the moment, and therefore our confidence is not at its best. But I think that as long as we keep working hard and we believe in ourselves, things will turn around, because I think we are good enough to be in a better position in the table.
You've ended the run of defeats, and that was important, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was a couple of defeats, wasn't it? We won 3 games in the trot before that. It's always important to pick up the points, and you don't want to keep losing at home. I mean, Wimbledon were a good side. We attacked us perhaps a bit more than Watford did, and we crumbled. We didn't crumble today. I thought we were strong. Passed the ball perhaps a little bit better. We're learning from our mistakes, and we defended, I thought, with a lot of discipline as well when we had to. Although there was a bit of pressure on the second half, I didn't particularly get the feeling that they were going to score. Although, of course, it's always anxious when it happens, and it's only afterwards you think, well, we probably could have gone on a bit longer there.
Charlotte lays it off to Jack on his left-hand side. Goes past Dean West, is very, very quick. And they're going to have to watch this lad. And that's pushed into the penalty area, just rolls outside. It's Robert Hulse, lays it back to Charnock. Charnock with a nice nonchalant cross. And a shot and a goal. Comes in from number 4. And that's the goal we're talking about, which Burnley fall behind. Kenny Lunt scores for the Railwaymen.
Charge down yet again. Full-back ball at his feet. Sean Smith gives it away. Wester inside to Paul Weller. Moore. This is where the dribbling skill comes in. And giving ball. Oh, just what we'd said a few moments ago.
It's live commentary from Turf Moor. It's raining at the moment. Oh, and a reaction save, and the ball still isn't cleared. It's gone in. It's gone in, and I'm afraid Burnley are 2-0 down.
I agree with the decision, David. Actually, it did cross the line, and I think it might have been a own goal, to be honest.
I don't know what that implies. I'm debating, of course, the Paddy and Predator and John Mullen as well, who's also got a lot of pace. So plenty of options for the Clarets in the second half. And Rodney Jack, who has got the pace, and a great save again from Mikopoulos. And Burnley were nearly 3 down there. And but this near side for the Clarets. Down the line here for Moore. Sodge is there. Bold gets in there. Weller, Moore, can he? Oh, now a shot from Cook. Oh, and a good save from the keeper with his feet. What did Burnley have to do? The goalkeeper saving unorthodoxly with his feet.
Won't relish kicking with a slightly less than 100% groin. They do manage to find the men pretty well. Love the scorer, gives it away. As soon as you say that, you're guaranteed to make the mistake. And if he's through, Rodney clear, and he's hit the post, and the defender follows up and actually puts it wide there from hitting the post. Robert Hulse there following up like all good players should do.
The substitute about to make the field. Looks like Andy Payton, who's ready to come on into the field of play. Chance for ball! Davis. Still Davis. Wide on the right-hand side. Weller waits for the ball. Weller in possession. Takes him on one way. Good play from Weller. A goal! Gareth Taylor. Brilliant wing play from Paul Weller. Gareth Taylor pulls one back.
Mitchell. Moore's come deep. Offered himself, gets the ball, chance to run to the players. He'll give it short to Paul Weller. Can Paul Weller get round? There's only one man on him this time, David. There's been two for quite a lot of the second half. Foul down, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Andy Payton, the referee, keeps the players out of the box. Bankole, Andy steps up, smacks it into the corner, and there is the winner. The Paddy and Predator does it one again, and let's rejoice.
Top left, is it? Smith, who just plays it down the line here to Lunt. Lunt crosses in! Oh no. That's it, curtains. Well, we always said they were a danger, but that's 3-2, and it's good night for points for Burnley tonight. Crewe are going back to Gresty Road with 3 in the bag. It's Briscoe on this left-hand side for Burnley. He puts the ball in, an early one in. Into the just outside there. Tellina, Payton! 3-3! Unbelievable! Andy Payton grabs a brace.
Been marking somebody with that pace, and now a very dangerous free kick for Crewe. See if anything can come of this.
Plenty of options for the Alex. Walton is at the back post along with Charnock. It's driven though for Rob Holtz. And then the touch from Walton, it's scrambled off the line. A wonderful block made by David Holdsworth.
If that made any sense.
Here's Hughes after the layoff from Johnson. An opportunity here now for Mooney. And he's into the side netting.
Cute angle, through a core.
Around 20 minutes left of the contest, just over halfway in the second half. This could be a key moment. Granger will have a go for goal. Oh, and his effort is stopped by Bankole, who palms it away with both his hands. Regain, Savell, Charnock now to Smith. You just get the feeling that something could be happening here. As Holtz goes through the middle, he's found some space inside the area. And also support again from Sean Smith. He needs to be careful as there's no one in the centre. Savell, Holtz now in motion. There's players waiting now, and Holtz is one, and there is Jack. And the save is made by the keeper Nico Batson, and it's stopped for a second because the offside flag was raised against Jack. Still for Birmingham with Luntala, who we've seen little of since he came on. Oh, look at the space that's been afforded Andrew Johnson. Quickly suffocated there by Walton and Collins, and boy did it need it to be, but Johnson's got the ball in. It's loose now, it's there for Brian Hughes, whose ball is headed off the line by Phil Charnock. 11th corner kick now coming up for Birmingham City. Trevor Francis is biting his nails at this moment as it goes through everyone to Stan Lazaridis. Holt stepped up too quick, so Lazaridis has gone all the way round him. They're queuing up. Brian Hughes is one of them. It's Thuran on the line and cleared again, this time by Dave Walton.
We try to be entertaining, we try to play good football. I mean, I've just listened to Trevor, and he says there was one team trying to win it, one team trying very hard not to lose it. That only turned out to be the case because we weren't playing well enough, and we looked a bit sluggish, particularly towards the end. And when we got the ball forward, I mean, our passing from the back to the front is usually quite poor, and nearly every week the opposition can do that better than we can. So we're having to try and play short balls out, which puts a lot of onus on us. But we've been doing it. We've been trying to play, and we had our moments of playing. There was a spell in the second half when we were playing very negatively, a lot of passes going backwards, and I think our crowd thought we were playing for a draw, but we weren't. There was no talk of playing for a draw, and we wanted to try and win it. But we were passing negatively because nobody felt, I think, on top of their game well enough to pass positively.
Stewart. Now Roycer taking on his man and beating him, and going for goal! An Absolute blockbuster from Martin Reusser. Seemed to be nothing on, but then Reusser burst between two defenders and then just took aim right into the roof of the net. Bankole, no chance. Reusser, who's been struggling with a thigh problem. Smith with the corner. Goal! Rob Hulse has equalised for Crewe. Smith, the dead ball situation towards the near post, and Hulse able to beat Venus and head the ball into the net. Serenely beaten. Venus driving this one forward, and Martin Reusser's got behind the two defenders again, and he squared it for Armstrong. The ball played forward by McGreal. Walton was waiting for Bankole to come out, he didn't. It was headed square by Reusser and the volley by Armstrong. Good turn by Stewart into the path of Martin Reusser. 3-1 for Ipswich. Good turn by Stewart at the start of it. Then Reusser didn't think about it, just hit it. So 18 minutes to go and Ipswich have a 2-goal cushion. And it looks as though they could be on the way to the 4th round of the Worthington Cup. Although Crewe are on the way here. It's in! Dave Brammer has struck back within seconds. Peralta trying to get it away, and Brammer was in the right place and struck it left-footed across Sereni. It came off the far post. It was helped in. Peralta tried to intercept it. Brammer was there. Slight ricochet.
Murdoch with the leave. Here's Healy, back for Mackin, and it's tipped over by Bankole. Wonderful piece of intellect by Jonathan Mackin. Crewe, after weathering the early Preston storm, are starting to come into this match themselves. Here's Kenny Lunt, who has Rob Hulse there. His shot come cross in the end, nearly defeated Molyneux. Away to the far again with Edwards. Healy, plenty of movement. McKenna now involved, and Bankole has to make the save. Wonderful passing movement from David Moyes' side, it goes short. Lots of players inside the area. Leketti and there Michael Jackson. Preston North End's 4th corner kick of the contest, and this time they go short. Lots of players inside the area. Leketti and there Michael Jackson. The loose ball though has thankfully come for Dave Brammer, who launches it for Rodney Jack. Now what will Edwards do with the space and speed of Jack? Well, he's gone into the back of him, but not in an infringement, says Mr. Brandwood. Lunt to Rodney Jack, who's bearing down upon Rob Edwards, and he's gone through Ron Edwards. Hulse pulls off, and it's gone to Rob, and there's Dean Ashton! Oh, what a start for Dean Ashton! Within 3 minutes of coming on, he'd side-footed Crewe into the lead with his first of this season. 20 minutes against Ipswich, 3 now against Preston, and Dean Ashton, the Messiah, has returned. Mackin has turned his man and is away. Oh, the foot of Bankole keeps Crewe in the lead. What a splendid stop from George Bankole. Healy, his ball around the back has brought Cartwright in. There is Rankin, and that's 1-1. Mark Rankin with a similar finish to the one that gave Crewe the lead. Another side foot, and Preston have found themselves level. A lovely overlapping run from Lee Cartwright helped to set it up. Hulse is in motion, and it's gone looking for him. It's back now though with Savell. Brammer. Savell. Through the middle to Ashton. No Lunt. Ashton on to Foster. Still Dean Ashton. Lunt. And look at the space that's been afforded Rob Hulse. Oh, there was a great opportunity then for Rob Hulse to get his 6th of the season. And spotted the space of Lunt. Now Ashton with the first opportunity to run. They're Backing off Dean Ashton, you can see the fear on them, and there's the reason why. What a strike from Dean Ashton. It's gone into the top of the netting, but within a foot of going into what would have been a Girl of the Season candidate. He's on and up at the moment though, Neil Savell, as he finds Dean Ashton. Ashton now turning to face the defence. Oh, look at the movement of Brammer. This surely will be the moment. Oh, and it was within a whisker of being it from Dave Brammer. Preston want that ball further away from the goal, and they've touched it as many times as they could. As Kenny Lunt looks to see just how far he's got to hit this. You feel this could be one of Crewe's final opportunities. Lunt with plenty to aim for. One of them is Foster. Oh, and Foster has scored! Crewe with the winner here in injury time from Stephen Foster, his first of the season. A splendid header from Foster, who does the job, and there is the final whistle. With the last touch of the game, Stephen Foster has given Crewe 3 points.
Time to perfection, George. It's funny because I worry myself to death about free kicks at that stage of the game. You know, Dave Brammer's, I think, has worked very hard in this game since he's been here, and we've eradicated one or two things. What we haven't been able to eradicate is him giving free kicks away. He's just a bit rash. You know, he plays a bit with his heart, not with his head in those situations. And he gave a free kick away, not 2 minutes before that, near the edge of our box. And they made a pig's ear of it, which was a great relief to me. I had a bad feeling about it. And we've gone down the other end, and Rodney's, who does worry people when he's running at them, they've brought him down with a rash free kick. And I mean, I'm shouting to Kenny, look, take your time, you know, but that wants to be the last kick of the game. And I don't think he heard me, to be fair, but it was a great delivery. And I think the pleasing thing was they went up, Foz and Halsey and Ashton, and they went in there as though they really wanted to score. You know, it was a bit awesome. And we've become good at set plays, and I think it was it George Burley said that they're used to Crewe being a good passing side. Now all of a sudden, we were a bit bigger, and we worry people at set plays, and we do, and that's a deliberate policy.
Crewe's confidence was sky high for the trip to Molineux against Premiership chasing Wolverhampton Wanderers, though they had an early scare when Bankirley's bar was hit by Muscat. To be fair, Wolves dominated the opening period. Here's another effort coming from Proudlock, and the woodwork is again Crewe's saviour. Blake then tests Bankirley, who pulls off a fabulous stop to tip the ball away. But there's more to come as Kenny Lunt clears off the line. Or does he? Watch the replay. Lunt is in perfect position. As the flick comes, the ball appears to have crossed. Crewe had their moments there in the first period, enjoying their best spell of the season, and Rob Holtz is in the top form that sees him denied only by the hand then of the Wolves keeper and a post. But he wasn't to be denied after half-time. Look at that for a finish. Wolves' marking is all at sea. Rob Holtz is diving into 7th heaven. Crewe's result of the season, this, one that Dario Gradi would long remember from the campaign, and they even had a chance to make it 2.
It's only natural that teams like Wolves, whatever, I said to John Ward afterwards, whatever you say to the players, we know you don't underestimate us, but whatever you say to the players will think, well, it's Crewe, you know, it's not Blackburn or Fulham or teams like that were in the league last year. It's Crewe, and we ought to beat Crewe, and they did ought to beat Crewe. Probably if we played them 10 times, they'd win more of them than we would. Unfortunately, we haven't got to play them 10 times.
Jeff Thomas was one of Gradi's first signings back in the 80s. Now he's back at the Alex. We've been to meet him.
I was an electrician, did my trade, and then finished my trade and met up with Dario on services in the motorway, and it went from there. Signed for Crewe in the summer of '82, it must have been, and then spent about 3.5 years at Crewe, moved on.
So where were you playing your football then when Dario picked you up?
I was playing part-time with Rochdale, and I remember my debut was against Crewe, and I think it was the FA Cup. See, memory gets worse as you get older. And I scored on my debut, and he said he kept an eye on me for the rest of the season.
And that kick-started one of the longest careers in the game, even though at the time Thomas had absolutely no idea what he was letting himself in for.
To be honest, it was a bit daunting because football, like I say, I've not done the apprenticeship, and you go into a changing rooms full of professional footballers who've been doing it for years and years, and I didn't know I was going to make the right decision, and also I was taking a wage drop.
Were you really?
Yeah, it was. I was earning more as an electrician than I was as a footballer, so it was a bit of a gamble. Well, it was a big gamble, really.
After Crewe, London came calling, and Thomas joined that great Crystal Palace side of the late 80s, early 90s.
I was lucky, really. I just joined a side that was ready to take off, and we did. We got promoted, and had some tremendous years down at Crystal Palace. You know, FA Cup appearance, and finished third in the Premiership one year, in the old First Division, and things really went really well down there.
Firing on all cylinders, where, you know, I think we're hard to keep hold of. It's good to play with Dean. It's good to have another big lad up there, and we've got a good understanding, which we had towards the end of last season, and he's only really just come back, so we're just working on that again, really.
Record signing Rodney Jack is the provider and is hoping at Coventry they can build on the momentum of Molineux.
They have quality players. They just came down from the Premiership. I mean, it's going to be the same task. We're going to be the underdogs, really, but I think they will stand up now, take notice now that Crewe went to Wolves and got a win. I wouldn't really say we're going to, you know, aim for, you know, playoffs or anything we'll do. But I mean to do is just to keep our heads above in the First Division, because, you know, it's money in the First Division and you don't want to lose that. But, you know, we're just going to keep digging away and hopefully we can get a few more scalps.
Crewe's training ground is like a school at times. Academy pupils listen to the master, Dario Gradi, in full flow.
To be honest, I don't think there's any better place to be at the moment for youth development, and it always has been throughout the years. Dario's been good at bringing people through, so we're given the chance. We're given the chance to play. Dario won't be scared to leave you out and not put you in. He'll put you in when he thinks you're ready.
He has an eye for developing players, and, you know, before I came here, I heard of him and I heard that he was a good manager and he could only improve my game, you know, which he has. He's somebody you can talk to, and, you know, he will tell you what's going wrong or what you can do to help, and, you know, it's only going to improve the team in general, and it's happening at the moment.
They're using balls of all sizes to get into shape for Highfield Road. The Wolves win has kicked morale sky high for these Crewe Cup stars of the future.
And Bankole has deliberately left the ball behind the net, refusing to help Coventry at all. That's still going on, that argument. It's simmering.
Well, he's, I think, just trying to impede the goalkeeper's run.
It's a regular occurrence, but Bankole is not seeing the funny side. Again, it's clear. Again, drilled back through the crowd. Bankole did well to see it at all. Spilled it, but stopped it, most importantly.
Gary Breen just letting the ball come through. And he did do well just to keep it out.
Lunt. Oh, that's nice. This is Sorvel. Hulse did well to adjust and control. Now it's Rodney Jack. Jack finds Lunt. Lunt trying to poke it through for Hulse. Came off Breen onto Hulse, and it's a good block by Gorham, although how much he knew about it is unsure.
A vile save by Andy Gorham. I think for a split second Gary Breen thought that there was nobody there and he had to react, and I think it was a good job that Andy Gorham came off his line as quick as he did.
Vicky? Yeah. Here's Hughes in a race with Soju, just had the head start. Bankole, oh, he sliced that one. This is Safri now. Safri goes down, it's a penalty. Youssef Safri down under the challenge of Efe Soji. This time Coventry do get reward.
No, I don't think Soji tried to trip him up, although he did make a little bit of contact, or whether Safri made more contact with Soji than the opposite way around. But referee deems it a penalty.
Safri's limped away for the meantime. Hughes against Bankole. 1-0 Coventry. Lee Hughes is back in goal-scoring business.
Well, that will give him a huge lift. Goalkeeper did well, got right close to it, and I think he'll have felt that just a fraction away from keeping it out. Got the slightest of touches, perhaps. Bankole.
remember, he was top scorer for Blackburn a couple of seasons ago with 11 from midfield. 3 already this time. Crewe Alexandra appealing. And they still have a player down as Coventry try and get the ball away. Rob Hulse is still lying prone in the area. What happened here?
Just come over the top of him, Konjic. It's a very clumsy challenge.
Well, I think Crewe Alexandra had every right to scream towards the referee. Dario Gradi was unmoved. Maybe he didn't get a good view of it, but you can see Konjic coming in very strongly and not particularly near the ball, was it?
No, he was just trying to put pressure on him, but it's come right over the top of Rob Hulse. Making it difficult for themselves.
Bothroyd. Stuck to Brammer and back again. Ashton. That's Hulse, and this is Kenny Lunt. Almost got a little bit of space for himself, and he brings a save out of Andy Goran. Take 2 for Thompson. That one's a floater up towards Konjic! Lunt hemmed in, finding Smith anyway. Ashton. Good leap as well. Andy Goran grateful to make the save from Steve Foster's head. Now Crewe Alexandra are going to make a change, and they're going to give a debut to 18-year-old Ben Ricks, Wolverhampton-born midfielder. There's an unused sub against Wolves in the week. He's just recovered from a bout of the flu, and on he comes to get his first taste of senior professional football in place of Rodney Jack.
Well, he's a neat footballer, Ben Ricks. More used to playing in the central midfield role. He's been the captain of the Crewe youth side and in the under-19s recently.
Lunt forward. Hulse is there! And he didn't really catch it. That was a chance.
It was a chance, and had he caught hold of it, I think it would have been a goal. He just had to get it going towards the goal. It created all kinds of problems for Andy Goran. In the end, it's just come off the top of his toe, and I think Coventry were quite thankful of that.
Well, Dario, not the result you wanted, but you made things much harder for them after the break. Did you change things at half-time?
No, not really. We were under a lot of pressure first half, but you know, we expect to be under pressure, and I thought we did okay without playing as well as we need to play to win games like this. We lacked just a little bit of quality. Rodney didn't get himself going tonight, so I should have altered that a bit earlier, really, because the young boy came on and did very well straight away. So I made a mistake there. I was hoping Rodney would burst into life, but it wasn't going to be his night. And Rob Hulse had a good chance at the end there with a free kick, and he's got the quality to do that. So it was a bit disappointing. I mean, I thought we should have had a penalty, but when Rob Hulse got flattened. But it's always difficult when you're playing in a big ground and your fans are down the other end of the ground. You know, there wasn't a sound when he was flattened, so that lets the referee off the hook a bit. So we needed a bit of a break like that, and but they worked very hard, defended well with good discipline. Sodge only got, I mean, he was a bit rash with the penalty, but perhaps a bit harsh. I'd like to see that again, but you have to be careful in the box. And then he lost Hughes for the best chance of the game, probably. And other than that, I didn't think they made mistakes. The boys, the goalkeeper did well, and we got better as the game went on. Right at the death, we looked as though we might, if we'd gone on another 5 minutes, we might. Well, they were taking the ball into the corners, so I think Coventry do that to Crewe. It's a compliment.
Sean Smith into young Dean Ashton, and that's a fantastic ball out wide to Kenny Lunt. He's waiting for Rodney Jack to run on, but he couldn't quite squeeze it through to him. He's offside, he's got to score! Oh! Dean Ashton showing one or two signs of his brilliance. 10 minutes gone, it's a goal kick to Crewe. It's a good header in the air by Mike Flynn, the counter-captain. Oh, and Sodge has made a hash of that. He's not going to get away with it twice, is he? Yes, he is. Because Addy Bancole makes an absolutely fantastic save. Rob Hulse has made a good run off. Oh, Kenny's found Kenny Lunt, has he? Kenny Lunt, he's got a with the likes of Jack and his pace. It's always very good strategy, and Soji Holtz has got to score! Well, he's missed it, hasn't he? And he'll be kicking himself, Rob Holtz. Should really, I know it's easy to say from up here, have been league goal number 6. As we hit the 40th minute mark in the first half. Crewe find that priceless 1-goal lead. Kenny shot long with a great chance to shoot. It's a beautiful move back, surely! Well, tell me I'm dreaming, please, Rob Holtz. Somehow put it wide of the post, and that's twice. Is it going to be third time looking for him this evening?
I do like to bring players forward from midfield, County. This is where they've got to be careful on the counter-attack. Brammer, he's got quite time to run with it. He's got a two-play spot. Great ball through to Holtz. Holtz chips it over. Oh, he's still got a chance, has he? No, he's gone out for a corner kick. Brammer again, who's been everywhere. Sorry, Walter, big part. Walter who's got stuck in there. Good try, Wilbraham. Oh, well, it was very well dealt with by Bancoli. The shot from Wilbraham, and it was well worth the effort. The ball at the feet, and it's Walter this time got to tackle it. Counter getaway. Taylor, he cuts inside, he's got Foster with him. Squeezes one. Well, it's dealt with in the end by
striker Steve Jones. Well, Crewe opened brightly. Rob Holtz, striker of immense promise and top goal scorer, getting on the end of that chance but heading just wide. And so it was the Blades who took the lead on 28 minutes thanks to Pescasolido's turn and touch. Michael Tong with the low left foot shot, his first senior goal, and Blades' first goal in 326 minutes. 1-0 Sheffield United. And the Blades have been strong at the back though all season, Robbie, and what about this for a tackle?
Yeah, but sometimes there's very little margin for error, and that's a great tackle by Ben Dome. Stops a certain goal and kept his side in the lead.
Second half chances few and far between. This will be perhaps the best for Crewe.
Yeah, that combination of Rob Holtz and Dean Ashton, two young players. This time it's Ashton blazing over, just showing a little bit of raw inexperience, but
Rotherham's never-say-die spirit was in evidence once again at Millmoor against another First Division side which has to count the pennies. Crewe's opening goal on 9 minutes was all down to David Brammer, who created and finished in fine style. Brammer flourishing under the Dario Gradi regime. Within 60 seconds, it was all square again. Andy Monkhouse, one of Rotherham's revelations this season, raced clear, and Mark Robbins only needs a sniff of a chance to make the opposition pay. 1-1, Robbins' 11th of the campaign. 2 minutes on, Crewe were back in front, courtesy of an extraordinary bit of quick thinking from Kenny Lunt. He'd spotted Mike Pollitt off his line, and bang! The strong wind at Lunt's back helped. The ball travelled those 40 yards in no time. Crewe had their chances to clinch it, but 2 minutes after the break, Rotherham defender Chris Swales made them pay. That's one defeat in the last 6 for the Millers now, 2-2 at Millmoor.
I'm keen to build on what we've done so far this season. It's we're not quite sure. I'm not quite sure which way we're going to go at the moment, and we've had some good results. We've had some poor results. Some of the performances have been a little bit iffy, some have been better. I think we'll get better. We normally do as the season goes on, and you know, it would be nice tonight for everyone just to strike that little bit of extra form that I think they're capable of.
How big a test will Brother provide?
Well, big enough. They've just come out of the Premier League, and I know they're finding it a little bit harder at the moment to get results. But they're, I mean, they're not a big club. As big as some of the clubs in this league, but they're big compared to us. As I said, been in the Premiership, and obviously got some very experienced players from the top level. So it should be quite. I always look forward to these games. Anyway, I think the First Division has been a great adventure for us. You know, we enjoy playing in the First Division because the football's so much better.
Talk about fatigue with the front two. Dean Ashton, who you just saw there, has been selected for England's under-18 side. And it's not gone down well with Dario Gradi. It means that Ashton's going to miss a game for Crewe against Gillingham. He's none too pleased. Blake plays it in. Todd's unmarked! Unconventional in the end by the goalkeeper, but highly effective.
He'll be pleased with that. It's an easier one to take.
It's a good throw as well. Clayton Ince, the reserve goalkeeper's got a terrific throw, and it's helped get Crewe forward. Holst is away, and Holst doesn't score. keeper did really well, and the ricochet worked to Bradford's favour in the end.
That's a great counter-attack, it really is. Both Ashton and Holtz involved. It was lovely play by Ashton. He slid him in beautifully. Myers had to be careful here, he didn't put him back, because Holtz might have thought about going down. Davison did well to squeeze it. He's tried to lift it over him in the end, this Holtz. Good idea. Davison stood big, and he got the bonus by going off the player and out.
For 1 or 2 out there. Certainly the goalkeepers will be most concerned. Ashton's in here. Oh! Is it a free kick? Now the linesman has flagged on the far side. The ref's not seen him. The linesman is still flagging, and now the referee has seen him. Gary stopped, immediately put his flag up. The referee was blind to him, but didn't look. Dario Gradi now watches anxiously. What's the decision?
Penalty. Bet you. Penalty. Oh. Well, he's seen more than I have. All I saw was a little push by Molinar.
Let's have a look at it again.
On Ashton. I mean, I can't believe that. If you're going to give anything, then you've got to give it for the first one. Molinar's had a little push.
Locke gets it away at the second attempt. Jess looking for Blake and finding. Good first touch. Again, another player goes down to ground. Blake goes for goal! Sensational strike from Robbie Blake.
Well, this is just absolutely fantastic. His control to begin with. He's got a little bit of luck because it's gone through the defender's legs. You often see that. It's gone right through Foster's legs. It's made it more difficult for Bankole.
Lunt to take it. Oh, good ball in, Ashton! Wonderful free kick. Second goal of the season for Dean Ashton. But even he will admit that was there to be stuck past Davison.
It's the ball in, really, that makes it. I think Haller's the one that was supposed to be picking up Ashton all the way, and he's just lost his man. It's a simple case of somebody not doing his job properly. He's just let him get away from it. The ball in is fantastic. It's over the front line of defence. Ashton can't miss. Just a case of keep cool, pick your spot. And I think he knew as soon as the ball was arriving on his head. Bad marking.
Quick word on that first half?
I thought it was a decent first half. End to end, both teams playing quite well. Our passing's improved a little bit, which is why we've got in the game. Great shot of theirs, super free kick of ours.
Should he have had a penalty?
I don't know. I didn't think the linesman flagged for a penalty. I thought he saw the shirt pulling, but didn't see the pushing in the first instance. I never make a judgment on those without seeing the video.
Thanks very much.
Sneaking at the back post unnoticed. Myers has spotted him. It goes towards Walton, who wins the header. Sorvel. Good ball in. And the ref has given a free kick. He wants the physio on quickly.
Do you know, for a moment I thought he was going to actually give the spot kick because Davison comes and absolutely clatters his man. I think it's Rob Holtz, isn't it? Keeper's watching the ball, didn't get the ball, and he absolutely clattered Holtz, and I thought a referee might have pointed to the spot. But he claims that Holtz fell the goalkeeper. I'm not so sure, you know. I think it might be overprotection. Holtz is just jumping for the ball. That's a penalty for me.
Yeah, he's not played the ball, has he?
Not at all.
Etherington. Slides the ball up to Jess. It's Stuart McCall! Lunt. And Brammer arriving, but unlike Stuart McCall, he couldn't convert. 28 in the last 10 prior to tonight. And Walton arriving, and Ashton made the thinnest of contacts. Otherwise, Crewe might have been on level terms. They've still got a chance now. Brammer! Oh, what a save by Davison. drafted in tonight. He's made a save that might be worth 2 points.
That's just fantastic all round. I mean, we saw great execution earlier on that was deflected by Brammer.
Jim Jeffries knows that this is such a tight division that just a few wins on the bounce and suddenly they're back in the playoff places. That's the minimum really of what's required. Horrible clearance. Davison's punch is unconvincing. He's chasing it again. He's got to get back in his goal now. Foster! Oh, horrible goal given away by Bradford. But Foster won't mind about that at all. 2-2.
Well, he's been up for all the set pieces, but what Davison was doing trying to punch that, he's got to catch it. It's there for him to catch. Both his hands, he can get on it. And once it's returned by Smith, Foster's done really well. I thought it was a really strong header by him. Got up so well. Just got anything, directed it into the corner. Great finish by him, but Davison will be absolutely sick with himself because he knows that he could have dealt with it first time. He had the opportunity and he made a mess of it.
Well, the equaliser. There's plenty of hungry Crewe players in that box. Oh, magnificent save. Foster, Walton. Oh! It's going to be home for a corner. How did Crewe not score there? Let's have a look at it again. How did this not go in? It's Walton with the header there. Davison gets up really quickly here. Walton can't get the shot away.
Dario, disappointed or relieved at that result?
Both. Relieved when that went in, you know, with, what was it, 3 minutes to go, something like that. And, you know, it was a shame because I thought we'd match them during the evening. We didn't start very well with their passing, but we got better as the evening went on. And when you think they were in the Premiership last year, and I mean, they won some games in the Premiership last year. I thought we've had a lot of games here where we've struggled to stay with the game. We've maybe got a result, but we haven't had as much of the play as the opposition. Whereas I thought we probably had as much of the play as them tonight. Both teams had spells, and I was pleased, obviously, with the spirit the boys showed. But
yeah, because you looked like you'd lost it at the end 2-1 with
well,
to
yeah,
go.
Well, yes, but they didn't think so. You could tell that, and that's good. But then I take that for granted a bit. But they have got a good spirit, and they're well disciplined too. In that, they don't do silly things in those situations. Keep the concentration and worked hard for the reward. I thought we were going to score at the end but then they might have scored as well. So in the end, I'd settle for it.
Here's Jack, wonderful run from Jack, and then he seemed to be brought down. As does David Wright there to find Rob Holt on by Charnock. It's down for Kenny Lunt, and that's a better opportunity than Kenny Lunt, I think, at first thought. Chris Hope. Again, King has been given some space by Sean Smith. I'm not quite sure if that's an intelligent ploy, as Smith then looks up to pick out the players in the centre. One of them was Inora. And Inora's annoyed with himself. He realises that was a better opportunity. Or Phil Charnock might be a positive move to play in the second half.
Definitely, but also I think Dario might put Jack Rodney onto the wing and put Colin Little up with Rob Holt, because it's not Rodney's natural position, and sometimes he struggles.
Oh, good touch between Holtz. Here's Rodney Jack. And it's just into the side netting, but the best chance of the half for Crewe.
Definitely, as I was just saying, it's not Rodney Jack's best position.
In this game, as Samuel makes such a good tackle, but Savell takes the play away from Simon Osborne. Holtz is in space. Also there is Rodney Jack, who completely misses the ball. It's through to Sean Smith, whose shot hits the underside of the bar, and Rob Holtz can't gobble up the opportunity that falls from the woodwork. That's the best chance of the game so far. So Sean Smith goes through to Rob Holtz. Here's Brammer. His turn to try and create. Now Kenny Lunt's turn. As he chips the ball on, Rodney Jack is onside and onto the bar, and then onto the bar again from David Wright, of all people. He's yet to score here at the Alexandra Stadium.
They really are using these wings now to the most. Phil Sharnick and Kenny Lunt both providing width.
Lunt's ball in will go across everyone and through for Neil Savell, who pops it straight back in, and the header that comes from Phil Sharnick, it's within a foot, it's just over the top. But between he now has the freedom here to run forward. And also to hit a pass that finds Marlon King. King stepping one challenge, shooting another onto the bar from King. Crewe have hit the bar 3 times. Gillingham with their first effort against the underside of the ball.
Dario, you had enough chances there to win the game, but had to settle for the share of the points.
Yes, we did, and when you have games like that, I mean, we didn't have millions of chances, but I thought we were on top more than we normally are, and we made some decent chances, enough chances to have won the game, I thought. And you always worry that you're going to make a mistake at the back, and we did. We made a bad mistake at the back and let them in, and King, I think it was, hit the bar. I thought it was going in, and I thought it was going to be one of those days, but fortunately it didn't. So I've just said to the players really that goals influence the way people think about games, and but they can't influence the way I think about games unless I know I've got a real problem with goals. And I knew from the team I selected today that we hadn't got too many goal scorers in the team. We were one goal scorer short, and but we've played like that before and managed to score goals. Kenny always looked likely. He might have had a hat-trick, Kenny.
Well, Kemba and Terry Bullivant saw their team take the lead on 25 minutes. Julian Gray teeing up Dougie Freedman on the left-hand side. Little look up, a shot deflected into his own net by Dave Walton at full stretch. 1-0 for Crystal Palace. Freedman happy. He'd get his chance to get on the score sheet later. Lead was doubled on the half hour. Clinton Morrison just off the plane from Tehran. Not suffering jet lag though, not in the evidence of that finish. And that was 2-0. Great strike, Robbie.
Yeah, this is a finish of a confident man to me. You know, he's a full international now, and he really is fulfilling that potential that everybody knew was there. You know, it's a great goal to put Palace 2-0 up.
3 minutes later, it was game over. Rob Hulse conceding possession. Jovan Karofsky exchanging passes with Morrison before lashing home. Again, possibly with the aid of a Dave Walton deflection. That was 3-0. But Crewe got back into the game on 41 minutes. Dean Ashton's strike. Look at the Palace defenders, though. Who was marking him? It was you, mate. No, it was you. But any hopes of a comeback ended just before half-time again, Robbie.
Yeah, I think it ended up off the knee of Dougie Freedman. The ball comes in from Mullins. Karofsky helps it on. And as all good strikers do, whatever part of the anatomy needs to go in off, make sure it goes in, and that's 14th of the season for Freedman. It's a real partnership that him and Clinton Morrison have got.
Dario, your 999th game in charge, and I suppose not one you'd really want to remember that well.
Oh, I shall want to remember it, yeah. There's no doubt about that. You learn a lot from games like that, and good and bad.
Norwich City played their part in the celebrations to mark Dario Gradi's 1000th game as Crewe manager. As he nears the end of his first year at Carrow Road, Canaries boss Nigel Worthington led the tributes to a man who's been in charge at Crewe since June the 1st, 1983. Unfortunately for Worthington, his team continued in generous mood once the game kicked off. David Walton, who scored an own goal in the defeat at Crystal Palace on Saturday, on target at the right end after 5 minutes. But Norwich's Mark Rivers was in no mood to do his old boss any favours. The former Crewe man provided the cross for Ewan Roberts, and Mark Libra was on hand to finish the Welshman's knockdown. The Frenchman is becoming a big shot in Norfolk. This wasn't his first long-range effort, but it was the best. Crewe's Nigerian keeper Ademole Bankole proved equal to it. But he was beaten when Libra struck from rather closer in soon after half-time. As with his first goal, Rivers and Roberts were involved. Kenny Lunt kept the ball out once, but not twice. And that's how it stayed until 5 minutes from time. But then Crewe gave Dario Gradi what he really wanted from the evening, an away point. Rob Hulse teeing up David Brammer, and at last the manager could relax and savour the moment.
Well, I've enjoyed the day. Had some super phone calls, letters, cards from a lot of nice people. Some people in the game, some supporters, some people I knew a long time ago. But the football was what we came here for, and we're staying up tonight, so we're fresh for Saturday. So it wouldn't have been very nice going back to the hotel and having a glass of wine, thinking, well, we came close, nearly, but not quite. I think we'd settled for a point before the game.
Crewe and Dario Gradi goes hand in hand as far as I'm concerned. I think it's tremendous for him that he's been there for that length of time. I think it's tremendous for the football club, directors and chairman to have that relationship. You know when you play Crewe, they're going to pass the ball, they're very comfortable with it, and all credit to them. They like to play the game in the right way. So but he's a wary old fox. He's been about for a long time. 1,000 games is tremendous achievement by him, and a big congratulations and well done to him and Crewe football.
1001 not out. He's the man of the week, he's the man of the moment, and he's rightly being given a standing ovation from the rail track stand. Dario Gradi is followed into the dugout area by the players that could go on to represent Crewe in the coming seasons, and he's given the applause from the spectators that have witnessed players come from those ranks that have left, and then the players that are still here, and that's the presence that he's currently receiving.
To be honest, words can't describe what he's achieved for Crewe. Words just can't do him justice, Paul.
He really has made his own philosophy, his own football standard, a yardstick for everyone else to follow. He really doesn't know when he's beaten, does he? Certainly praise indeed for Dave Brammer from Dario Gradi. Oh, that's a poor ball from Thomas, and Johnson is through and he's onside. An early opportunity for David Johnson, who gobbles it up in front of the Nottingham Forest fans. Forest in the lead, thanks to their former Ipswich Town star David Johnson. Half an hour in, the Alex need something to raise their supporters, something to get them back in the game. They've had nothing so far. Smith and Lunt wait to deliver this ball. Lunt it is who looks for Foster, who's defeated at the near post by Reed. It will come back in for Brammer, whose ball in nearly defeats the keeper down Ward.
Really do need to start getting bodies there, trying to get people involved in the game. Because at the moment it's just Dave Brammer on his own.
And that shouldn't be the case when you've three central midfielders. Little, an opportunity for Crewe. Colin Little into the hands of Dan Ward, and the hands on his head signifies just an opportunity that Colin Little should have gobbled up. He's starting to play the ball through the centre as both he, Lunt and Brammer are involved, and Brammer's shot is nearly into the goal. A wonderful effort from Dave Brammer that had defeated Dan Ward. Diving to his left, the ball had gone past him. Not only a free kick, but a booking. It's Crewe's second of the game. And now they have two defenders of the four, all on yellow cards. And some defending to do that they can't. David Johnson with his second of the game. It could be a critical blow in the contest.
I think the goal stemmed from Crewe mistakes.
Oh, here's an opportunity for them to do something. Stern John with a clear chance. Can he make it three? And he can. A super finish. Stern John gives Forest the 3 points and the third goal, and the whole of the team will come to him after coming on for the two-goal man, David Johnson.
Well, it's Carlton Palmer's 5th game in charge at Stockport County. Ball's brought back into the side from Crewe's last outing. Ball swung in, it's an interesting one. Oh, and Efton Asodji. Now then, Lescott. He's got his way. On Allen, Taylor. He's got a chance. Oh, it's a good save. Oh, now then, break on here for Rob Hulls. He's one-on-one with Jones, and he's missed it. Or has he saved it? No, he saved it. Ashton's made his way into the box. This is Ashton. Good play. Oh, what a brilliant save. Magnificent save In fact, it will be Smith that delivers, but Jones collects. Oh, now then, Hurst, has he got a chance? Oh, brilliant! Brilliant save from Clayton Ince. He's hit the post, he's gone down injured. Palmer back in. Roger and Sodji together. Ellison! Oh, he's just gone wide. In fact, it was a great save again from Clayton Ince. Header from Woodthorpe. Ooh! An amazing strike from Dean Ashton. In comes the corner. Oh, now then! Steve Foster scored for Crewe. Great ball, Wright continued his run. Nobody picked him up. More problems for County maybe. Oh, Flynn! Well, it's... you can't commentate on this sort of stuff. It's just too quick. But Flynn made an amazing save. Ellison flicks it on. Hurst. This is Cucci. Just too many players around. That's a good ball. That's a great ball. Oh, that's a great save. Rob Hulse with a shot. Brammer. Again it's Hulse. And again it's Jones with the save. And it's wide. Cucci. Crewe get it back. Ashton. Oh, it's a good run from Salmo. Oh, and it's just wide. Did I say he was defence-minded?
No, according to the record books, that was your 1000th game as a league manager. You must be very pleased with the result.
I'm pleased with the result, yes. We've worked all week. We haven't had a day off because we weren't pleased with ourselves last week. And we did some work against the offside. You know, the high line, we noticed they played a lot of offsides the other night. And we worked hard against that. And we got in a few times. It's a shame really we didn't score from that. Would have made the game a bit easier in the last 10 minutes or so.
Now the goal came as a result of a quick break. Was this a ploy that you decided to use before the game started?
Well, we planned the work against the offside. We did a lot of work on that, and that's the same as a quick break, if you like. It's an early little ball in behind. But we also did some work on the corners, and we had a problem with the corners because we couldn't take the run-up that we wanted to over the far side, and so Kenny and Sean had changed the corners, and I was shouting my head off at them, but they were right. Kenny, there wasn't a run-up, so they were actually right, and so we talked again about the corners at half-time, and we said we'd hit the back post one, and it's got us the goal that mattered.
The season and their biggest beyond Gresty Road for 2 years saw them totally demoralise Pompey. Leading scorer Rob Hulse nodded them into a 9th minute lead before very nearly doubling the advantage. The Blues with Yoshi Kawaguchi's reflexes to thank. It looked to be slipping away from them though on 28 minutes as yet another Sean Smith dead ball delivery this time found F.A. Sojay. Pompey are searching for a route back. It came thanks to the acrobatics of Steve Lavelle in the Crewe penalty box. A quality strike that left Clayton Ince stapled to the floor only 2 minutes before the break. The home side, however, were there for the taking in the second half as they pushed forward in search of the leveller, and Alex reaffirmed their authority with the goal of the game on 64 minutes. Phil Charnock rejoining the play from his own free kick to astound the Fratton Park hordes behind Kawaguchi's goal. The killer goal only 3 minutes later snuffed out any hopes of a beleaguered Blues comeback. Kawaguchi smothered at the feet of Steve Foster, but Kenny Lunt supplied the cultured finish. Realistically, it was game over, but Pompey insisted on troubling the statisticians with Peter Crouch's 13th of the season. But it was far too little, far too late for Graham Rixey's man.
indication always come to mind when you think of Rodney Jack. Ability can never be questioned. Potential is unsurmountable when you consider how good he can play on his day. But whether he has the consistency to do it week in, week out is another matter. Here is Jordeo, and there's the first goal of the game. West Brom take the lead from nothing. Dickio's flick, Jordeo's clinical finish, and the side lying fourth in Division 1 have the lead. To win your battles on certain parts of the field, and if there was one weak link at the moment, it's Kenny Lunt, because he's just not involved in the contest. Here's Ashton, who's trying to get involved, and he's fed Jeff Thomas. A chance for Thomas, who takes it. Wonderful strike from Thomas, his first of the season, his first goal back in Crewe colours, and he's levelled the score here half an hour in.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. 37 years old. I've got to calm down here, Paul. The way he finished
for it with Sodji, the two centre-backs in motion along with Ashton. It's above those, and Ashton now with an opportunity after the knockdown by Sodji, and he couldn't keep it down. It sort of flicked off the side of his boot. Only had the goalkeeper to beat. If he'd made any sort of contact, it would have been 2-1. Clement, oh what a strike from Neil Clement. A tremendous effort, and Clayton in scampering to his right did well to keep it out. He might be rewarded for it now. Here's Holtz, inside the area. Still Rob Holtz, feeds right, and then it deflects back to Rob Holtz. Right, in behind is Rob Holtz once more. Holtz now looking for support, and it goes across the legs of Phil Charnock. Thomas, his ball is deflected, and then headed out by Chambers and on by Taylor. But what an opportunity for Rob Holtz, and there still could be one here for Charnock, who feeds again, this time Dean Ashton. Oh, he's hit the post. Ashton looking for his fourth of the season. Sees his effort tipped onto the post by Russell Holt. You do it for a 20-minute period, not for the final few minutes. That's just my opinion. Here's West Brom, and they've got a gilt-edge chance with Dicchio, and he's missed it. Daniel Dicchio had a gilt-edge opportunity to collect all 3 points for West Bromwich Albion. Johnson, a tremendous strike from the substitute. He nearly wins the game on his own.
I've been talking to some of the press people, and they seem to think we played better than I thought we played. And that's often the case. I'm perhaps a bit critical, but we can play. I'm quite sure we can play better than that. And so, having got a point out of that, I'm pleased we got a point playing as poor as that. We perhaps wouldn't have been able to have done that, previous years.
Conceded the goal as well.
Yes, I am. People don't normally get in with just the goalkeeper to beat, and we didn't read that situation very well. We've got a bit of a problem there, which I've got to try and work on. It was a midfield player, but it was the back players that got in the muddle there. You know, two of them went for the same ball, and we want to try to avoid that, obviously. But they're always poor goals, aren't they, that you concede? Always great ones that you score.
Jeff Thomas will be pleased with you.
That was a great goal we scored, yeah. Yeah, Gary Megson will probably wonder how he got there, all on his own, just the same as I wondered how that guy got there all on his own. He took it well, and it was a tougher goal to take than the one they got. Thought Clayton came down and was easy to beat for that, didn't really cause the player any problems. So, and a well-timed goal, just maybe they thought they were going to get on top.
Yeah, we relaxed straight after the goal. Our way of playing straight away when you've scored a goal was totally the opposite to what we want. We scored, and then suddenly it was that's broke the ice. One of my players then comes across, wants his sock looking at, and our whole demeanour was wrong for how you should react to once you just scored.
After the 90 minutes, probably, yeah. Then West Brom penned us back second half, and we're hanging on a little bit. But first half performance, we got into the game after 20 minutes, and the old saying, game of two halves, I think.
Definitely so, and from a personal point of view, you must be absolutely delighted to score a goal like that.
I'm just delighted to be playing at the moment. I mean, at my age and at this stage of my career and everything, playing in the first division, it's very good for myself, and to actually get on the score sheet, yeah, it's an extra bonus.
Walsall moved out of the drop zone, the perfect response to their recent setback at Birmingham. It was from Pedro Matias's corner that Zigor Aranaldi got the final touch. A rare moment of celebration for a club who found the going tough. A soft goal to concede, Crewe are in danger of being dragged into the relegation battle. Worse was to follow for manager Dario Gradi. George Leitao carved out the opening and then unselfishly teed up Frederic Biancalani. The Crewe comeback materialised on the hour mark, but it wasn't enough to affect the ultimate outcome. Rodney Jack's spectacular volley had the beating of James Walker, but the day belonged to Walsall. Full-time scoreline, Walsall 2, Crewe Alexandra 1.
Now, Crewe's boss, Dario Gradi, specialises in beating teams who take them lightly. Rodney Jack's scything run here opened up the Millwall defence early on. A wonderful save from Tony Warner. Dean Ashton, though, must wish he won't have to see that miss again. He does, unfortunately. A let-off then for the home side, and then the first goal, not scored by any of the front three, but created by Neil Harris on the right. His cross on 28 minutes found Tim Cahill. His 10th of the season, Robbie. They're coming from all angles.
Yeah, you do need a midfield player as well who can get there, and Cahill now is proving, you know, a precious commodity goals from midfield.
Right, well, a real case of what might have been for Crewe, though, here. 10 minutes into the second half, Dean Ashton had the ball in the net. It was actually an offside flag that ruled this one out, although I don't think he really agreed with him somehow. A miserable afternoon for Ashton. It was Neil Harris who made things safe for Millwall 12 minutes from time. His surging run, his ball didn't actually find substitute Stephen Reid straight away, but thanks to a defensive howler, Reid scored at the second attempt. Millwall real promotion contenders now.
It may only be January, but both clubs realise the significance of this fixture. A Sheffield Wednesday win and they're just 2 points behind Crewe. It is Hinchcliffe. Oh, and it needed scooping away. Ince just got that a little clumsily, but it was effective nonetheless. Being a perfect start to his 2001-2002 season with a goal within 7 minutes. Thomas hustling in on Haslam. Seabon. Cucci looking for a runner. He's played it to Seabon. Oh, it's inches by. Well, that will have encouraged Terry Oreth. A lovely combination with Smith. Good run by Ashton, and he's taken it well. Now Vaughan. To get the cross away, and he did, and on the stretch Pressman did get there, then he didn't, and Lunt couldn't score. But Marlon Bruns came to the rescue of his side after Kevin Pressman had failed to really get hold of Vaughan's cross. Lunt just poking it goal bound, and Bruns in the right place. I do feel if either side can get a grip of this game that they could perhaps run them off, but at the moment it's Sheffield Wednesday with Seabon, and maybe that will open the floodgates for Sheffield Wednesday. Thomas has pushed over to the left-hand side. Dario Gradi realises that they really can't afford to lose this game. And Rodney Jack's first touch could be to get round Pressman, and it would have been, but the big goalkeeper stood his ground. And it just shows how precarious this 1-0 lead is for Sheffield Wednesday.
In the first half, it was a hard game. It was hard to play football because the pitch was very hard and not a lot of grass on it. We couldn't play the football on it that Blackburn played on it during the week, but even they didn't play football second half on it. So it wasn't easy to play football. We had the best chance in the first half. I thought Kenny had scored. You know, when it fell to him, I couldn't believe that he'd miss, but he did. And then we found it hard in the second half. You know, they'd scored and gave him a lift.
We did quite well in the first half. We created a lot of chances, and always when we play in at the other hand, we create even more chances than we did in the first half normally. And I thought we would score a couple of goals, but the one I scored was enough, so very happy.
Opportunities here as Geely is outside of Hampshire. That should be Bankoli's, but George is always comfortable just outside his 6-yard box.
read that well, did George. He's got Crewe straight onto the attack, and that's what they've got to look for, a big kick or a big throw.
Here's Ricks, and no Jack. Ricks has gone again and he's through. Can Ben Ricks mark his game with a goal? Oh, what a strike! Ben Ricks' first senior goal within 7 minutes of this FA Cup tie. And what a time to score, and what a way to score. Super stuff from Benjamin Ricks. Excellent opportunity for the Alex. This is a good set piece for them because they work these ones well. And Lunt's ball in. It's just a little too high, but they do have a good set routine for positions such as that.
They do, they've scored quite a few goals from set pieces.
Oh, an excellent opportunity for Wednesday, and this should level the scores. A great strike from the long ball through, and Matthew Hampshire has given them the equaliser. Well, his dance is a little bit Irish, but the finish was pure class. An excellent strike from Matthew Hampshire to level the scores up here. A 60-yard pass at least. Smith, oh, super header, and it's not too far away, and appealed that he was being pulled from Stephen Foster. Lunt to the chase, and it's flicked away from him by Westwood, and then a mistake from Bretsman has given Rob Holtz an opportunity that drifts wide of post. Smith with this corner kick that's left by Holtz. Marlon Brooms was the player to head the ball clear. Lunt back in, and the movement of Brammer has allowed him to get in behind the defence, and there is Foster, who should have scored. It's still there for Crewe. If they could just get hold of it with Holtz, it's down for Brammer once more. They're trying their best to tee each other up as the ball goes loose. It's out for another corner kick. Very positive from the Alex in these final minutes of the first half, but they need something to show from it. Smith with the fourth corner kick now that Holtz again has found, and it's loose now for Brammer. Oh, what a block! I'm pretty sure that that's Marlon Brooms on the floor, and he saved a certain goal. Holtz, Jack to his right. Holtz has Ricks to his left, also queuing up his Brammer, and look at the space afforded to David Wright. Wright now queuing in, and what a strike. It still could be on for Ricks. No Rodney Jack. Rob Holtz is in there as well, Kenny Lunt, and none of them could get a final connection. The interchanging of passing then was of a high quality from Terry Orr's team. McLaren. No Neil Savell. Crewe haven't had the ball much in the last few minutes, but they've knocked a long ball for Rob Holtz to chase. It has held up as well. Holtz over Pressman. It should be cleared though, and is by Lee Bromley. And he hates set piece. They need something from them. They had a moment in the first half when they came close from a corner kick, their fourth of the game. This one's double that tally now and needs to be put away. Foster is forward for it. Savell is in motion too at the near post, but it's gone beyond all those, looking for Foster, and he scored! Stephen Foster's fifth of the season, a downward header that left Kevin Pressman with no chance at all. And the Alex have the lead once more.
Well, what was I saying, Paul? Talk about blowing your own trumpet, but it's got to be said, Crewe plugged away, and you just felt that sooner or later they were going to get a second goal, and that's exactly what's happened.
Managed to produce that in the two contests against the Yorkshire side this season, nor against Grimsby so far, who had played once, and that's where it counts the most in the table. Well, that's a super ball on Gerard Sibon against the post, the woodwork rattled by the Dutchman.
Pick some points up in the league now, just what the doctor ordered.
Still some defending to do though in these final seconds. Sheffield Wednesday league to make another substitution. Sibon, Ikoku, oh, an opportunity for Efan Ikoku, who will not get a more clearer chance than that, and that's why he stayed on the floor.
He's just won Crewe a free kick out of nothing, and see what happens.
Smith, the captain for Crewe, looking for the header Foster. It's a free header instead for Effa Bisogi, and he should have done an awful lot better there. Has only one goal to his credit this season, but that should have been number 2. I feel that if Stephen Foster had been in that position, Crewe would be a goal in front now.
Yeah, definitely so, but Soji, he's developed enormously over the last season or so since he's been almost a regular in the side, and obviously he's got to work on his heading because, like you say, Stephen Foster would have put that in the back of the net.
Oh, great turn from Vaughan. Chance for Crewe in the centre. It's Jeff Thomas, and they're in front. Thomas's second strike since his return to the Alexandra Stadium, but credit to Ben Riggs, who scored a cool goal on Tuesday. His partner in crime, David Vaughan, has helped celebrate here the first goal of the afternoon this afternoon.
No, I think he's struggling really with the pace of Jack coming in off the right and also trying to hold up Ashton, and when he's playing three at the back.
Vaughan looking for Ashton, that's a handball clearly, and that's a penalty for Crewe. The captain, or rather the manager, Paul Groves, gives Crewe the opportunity now to double their lead.
I watch what I say, because I just can't believe that someone is can be that stupid at this level.
Here's Sean Smith to take full retribution for it. And there's his second of the season and Crewe's second goal of the game. And within 20 minutes, they're 2 goals to the good and well on their way to 3 points.
Well, if Grimsby are going to get back into this game now, they've either got to do something spectacular or Crewe are going to do something just as stupid, what has Paul Groves just done that.
And Michael Belding, who's streaming away on this near side. His ball in his phone, Phil Jevons. Oh my word, Jevons onto the bar. A wonderful piece of skill from Philip Jevons, the former Evertonian, nearly produces a goal that would have been long remembered here at the Alexandra Stadium. Here's Rodney Jack, can he produce a goal? It would be one of his first, and it's hit the inside of the season in 19 starts. But Jack, I'm sure that moment when it hit the inside of the post, he felt like us that it would go in. Maybe there's an opportunity here for him now, though, as Lump plays it to Neil Savell. Another opportunity for the Alex. Danny Coyne knew little of it until it hit him. Jack. Back to Neil Savell. Here's Lund. Savell in the movement area. There's Dean Ashton. Oh my word, Dean Ashton, you'd put your mortgage on him. In a position such as that, you'd expect Dean Ashton to score every time. Right, to Kenny Lunt. Ashton wants the ball, and Lunt has found him. Dean Ashton just can't buy a goal at the moment. He was stretching to give him his due. Third, to show just how well they played this afternoon. Riggs' first touch, and he's found Neil Savell. Quality ball. David Wright. Through for Kenny Lunt. Lunt back for David Wright. Could this be Wright's first goal? Oh, he's been so unfortunate. He kicks the post, and rightly so. David Wright has yet to score here at the Alexandra Stadium.
A comfortable victory in the end, and certainly well worth it.
Yes, I thought we played well. It's the I think it's the most we've dominated a game, most possession we've had in a game in the league since we've been in this league. Paul Tate, as I say that every week, and I have been saying that every week or a few weeks, because we have actually had more possession in games this year than we've had in some in previous seasons. And Gillingham here, we had, I thought we had more possession than them, but probably today we had more possession than we've ever had, and certainly made more chances than we've ever made in a game in the First Division.
And you must be pleased with the goal. The first goal was David Vaughan unselfishly, but you expect that of him, don't you?
Yeah, someone else just said to me unselfish, and that's not the word I would have used. I thought it was very intelligent, but I expected that of him. You know, as soon as he got the ball and looked up, I thought he'll find Jeff here. And even with his right foot, I thought he'll find Jeff. He won't fail, and he didn't. And when I saw it was on his way, I thought Jeff would put this away nicely, which of course he did. So two quality pieces of play by two quality players.
Right, Jeff Thomas, your second one since joining the club. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we started the game very well today and very bright. And a young lad Vaughan just set me up, and it was an easy chance really. That's
right. I mean, it was Ben Riggs on Tuesday night against Sheffield Wednesday, and now David Vaughan tonight. It must be encouraging to see these young players coming through.
I'm sure it was. It's Dario's forte, isn't it? And another two players. I
think Dean Ashton and Rob Nugent have got to do to find the back of the net.
I think we'll just keep playing. I mean, Dean Ashton's got another one. He's only 18, and he's got a massive future. And this is a learning period for him. When things dry up a little bit, he's got to get through this and get a goal. Rodney's just come into the side and give us something extra, and you've seen today his pace caused defence and back four a lot of problems.
Yeah, because we've not been doing well. We played about 4 games and we didn't get a result. Then on Tuesday we're lucky, we played very well. We won, we beat Sheffield United, and we played today as well. We won and we kept clean sheet.
That clean sheet was down to 1 or 2 excellent saves from you, though there was a moment from Philip Jevons that hit the bar.
Yeah, there's one in the first half. It was he just turned my defender and he shot it at the other side of the goal, and I held it very well. And the second one was in the second half that hit the crossbar. So at the end of the day, I kept clean sheet. That's what I want. So far it doesn't go into the net.
Without Clayton Ince, there's a little bit of pressure on you, isn't there, to make sure that you can play up to a high standard?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I want to do that, and I've been doing that since I've been playing for the team. I've been giving my 100%. Like last week, I got hot when I was playing, and my knee was really hot, and I didn't come out. I still finished the game, and the knee still swelled up today, and I still use it to play. So,
what's your thoughts on Crewe?
Yeah, I love it here because the fans are great. It's just like a home for me. I'm enjoying everything here at the moment.
I'd like to ask you, where did the nickname Big George come from?
I don't know. George come from when I was playing for Leighton Orient before, and the Patola used to call me George. But when I moved down to Crewe, they start calling me Big George, Big George, Big George, you know. It wasn't my name, but they just call me George, and I'm used to it now.
What do you think of it?
It's okay. I love it. I love it. It's okay.
Rotherham, the conquerors of Premiership Southampton in round 3, scored in round 4 after just 3 minutes. John Mullin helping the 8,500 Chuckle brothers and sisters crammed in at Millmoor to hold their sides in glee. But Crewe managed what Southampton couldn't. They equalised through Jeff Thomas, himself a cup finalist with Crystal Palace back in 1990. But Rotherham went into the interval leading 2-1. Chris Sedgwick's shot was set up volleyball style by keeper Ademola Bankole, and Paul Warne did the rest. Rotherham for the 5th round, anyone? Not yet, because Dario Gradi has unearthed yet more precious young stones destined to dangle around Premiership clubs' necks in the future. Chief amongst them is Dean Ashton, who scored twice in 5 minutes to put Crewe in front at 3-2. And if his first goal showed the top clubs what he can do from long range, his second showed them what he can do close in. And as Rotherham searched for the equaliser, Crewe then scored once more, and it was fitting it should have revolved around David Vaughan, who was another to impress. His shot was eventually deflected in by Chris Swales. It put Crewe into the 5th round for the first time since 1991. The Chuckle brothers will be straight-faced, the railwaymen and their engines, well, chuffed, particularly Thomas.
We've been playing pretty well of late. You know, results haven't been brilliant, but our performances have been decent, and the confidence is high. And when you've got young kids that are prepared to do all the running and show the qualities that they've shown today, we've always got a chance.
Game that Crewe need to collect 3 points from. Alex have started brightly. Neat touch from Ashton. Savelle. No, Rodney Jack. The ball deflects and hits a post. Rodney Jack. His second ball in is taken by the keeper, but how close did Rodney come then to striking the ball in? Norwich with their first foray forward. Here's Noteman. McVeigh, Russell, Noteman again, Russell, Bankole with the stop, palming the ball away, Big George, from Dow Russell. Approaching half-time, here's Vaughan with the 3rd corner of the game. Foster at the back post, and his header is tipped away. Charnock was the nearest to the loose ball. 17 minutes remaining, as Russell picks off Rodney Jack's ball. Bramino seizes on the mistake from Norwich City. David Vaughan. His support to the left in Phil Charnock. Dean Ashton has made an excellent run in the box if Lunt can find him. Ashton in motion, and there he is now. Dean Ashton has given Crewe the lead. In the final quarter, the boy wonder has struck again. Crewe with the advantage, and how priceless will that be come the end of season? Vaughan. On to Ashton. Crewe trying to seal it with a second. Vaughan continuing to move forward, and look at the space that's been afforded. Rob Holtz. That should have been another goal for the leading goal scorer here at the Alexandra Stadium. Though the offside flag was raised.
Irish searching for an equaliser here late on. Nobman with the area. McVeigh is on the floor. There's deflections off David Wright as the ball goes out for a corner kick.
Important how they were going to be tonight, but they started off well, looked sharp all through the night, and it was hard fought. There wasn't a lot of chances at either end, but I thought we did enough to win the game.
And how long is it you've been at Crewe now?
How long? 8 years now.
And I suppose at the moment, as the team is at the moment, and Dario just suddenly blooding a couple more of his youngsters, the way the team's playing, things just look like they can only get better. Yeah,
that's what you'd hope. It's a young side, basically a young side. Two young strikers, Ashton and also doing well. The additions of David Vaughan in particular have made a big improvement to the team. And Ben Ricks is playing his part, he's coming on and doing his bits and whatever's required of him. Steve Foster, David Wright, two young lads at the back, so yeah, I think the side shows a lot of promise.
Everyone must be absolutely delighted the way things have gone.
Yeah, we're very pleased how things are going. At Millwall, I think there was 8 homegrown players that ended up in the team. But it's not just about blooding players, you've still got to get results as well. And it's a hard league to blood young players, the first divisions, but credit to them all, they're standing up to it technically and physically. They keep coming in and doing well. I mean, what a lot of people forget is that Danny Murphy and Seth Johnson and Aidy Booler and people like that were noticed playing in the second division. These lads are playing in a standard higher, and I think the standard gets better every year. The calibre of clubs gets better every year. Who knows? It's very difficult to assess us getting into the Premier League, and all I can say to you is that the players that we're producing at the moment get better. As the younger they are, the better they are. I can assure you that there's a lot more Rickses, Vaughans, Fosters, Wrights. We've got Edwards and we've got Bell, who are not far off, and the standard of it honestly does get better the younger they get.
Okay. Being joined here by Stephen Foster, Crewe's 3rd highest goal scorer, not bad for a centre defender.
No, I'm pleased, yeah. The season before this one I only managed the one. I was disappointed with that. I usually set myself a target of around 6 a season, so I'm pleased to get to 5 already.
And you almost got that 6 today. It was a goal line clearance in the end.
Yeah, I had a couple of chances. I think the one before it, the free kick, was a better chance, but I didn't adjust my feet quick enough. And then I had the header at the back post, which was cleared off the line, so maybe next time.
Looking at the game today, I mean, it was 7th from bottom against 7th from top, but it didn't seem like that.
No, I think we played well, and I think we were the better side during the game, and deserved 3 points in the end.
And it was a tough game marking Nielsen, because he looked quite a handful, didn't he?
He's a strong lad, with a lot of pace as well, so I knew I had to be on my toes during the whole entire 90 minutes, and I felt I did well against him.
Joined by Dean Ashton here, your 3rd goal in 2 games. How does it feel to get back onto the scoring run?
Yeah, it feels very good. As everyone knows, I've gone through a little bit of a lean spell, but I suppose a little bit was that to do with last season and what I did. So I've just had to work hard, and I'm really pleased to get back on the score sheet and help the team get 3 points. I probably wasn't quite getting in the positions, say 5 matches ago. But as Dario's told me, just keep getting in there and you'll get your chances and you'll get your goals. So I've just been working hard to make sure I'm in the positions and try and anticipate where it's going to come and just concentrate on finishing it. Rob shares a lot of the hard work, and he works really hard himself, as everyone knows. And he give the team a boost when he come on, because he is top goal scorer, obviously. So yeah, and as you said, he does take away defenders for me to perhaps get in there.
What, you set yourself any targets for goals this season?
Not really. I mean, I just wanted to score as many as I can. It doesn't matter how many, it's just as many as I can score is what I'm aiming for, and hopefully get the team wins and get the best position we can.
A couple of weeks' time you face Everton, and a good chance to prove yourself on a higher stage there. How much are you looking forward to that game?
Yes, it's a great game, isn't it? And it's a great place to play against great players, and it should be a great game. But I mean, we've just got to make sure that we don't keep thinking about that and make sure we concentrate on the game on Saturday, which is Birmingham, which is going to be a hard game.
Well, the rain came down by the bucket load in Birmingham, especially during half-time yesterday. Jeff Horsfield was closest to scoring for the Blues, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. The match against Crewe was abandoned after 55 minutes without a goal scored.
He's not going to be there on the quick counter-attack, so...
This is better from Crewe. Rob Holtz has managed to get the right side of goal, but he couldn't hit the target. 6 passes, all neatly and precisely hit, and the end product was Rob Holtz deciding where the space is, where is the advantage. And that's how the Premiership managers find their way, and that's how it's going down into the First Division now as well. Tactics are so important as Crewe now come forward with the ball. He's found Rob Holtz, who's gone round the keeper. Holtz has his effort cleared off the line by Hall. Thompson, who's been quiet in the last 10 minutes since moving again from right to left. Hughes, and Delorge is there, and Delorge has gone over Bankirli and scored. Coventry have the lead. Delorge, with what is only his 3rd of the season, the Belgian player has marked his 7th appearance for Coventry City. Here's an opportunity though for the Alexandra, and they have a move from this. That's why Foster is forward for it. He will dart now to the near post. It's gone above his head. They're looking for Ashton, and only the fingertips of Magnus Hedman have taken it away from him.
It'll be amazing if they finish this game without having scored at least 1 goal.
Smith with the corner kick. Again, Foster and Sodji are inside the area. Watch for them going into motion. Ashton is the player with them. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving, especially between Sodji and Breen, as the ball is whipped to the near where Holtz has scored! Rob Holtz has done the business from 3 yards at the near post and has scored his 8th of the season. Crewe's leading goal scorer marks his 3rd attempt on goal with Crewe's first.
Oh, what can you say? I've used this phrase before about blowing my own trumpet, but I'm going to have to, because I just said I'll be amazed if Crewe...
Oh, chance for Hughes, and he's scored! In seconds, Coventry are back in front at 2-1. Lee Hughes with his 10th of the season. Delorge there, moving. He's already got 1 goal to his name this afternoon, his 3rd of the season. Thompson there too. The ball is instead though gone looking for Lee Mills, and there's Hughes, who's above Bankirli, and it's 3-1 to Coventry. The worst nightmare that Crewe could have thought could have happened has occurred. With the ball in, looking for Breen, who wins it in the air. Savelno challenged by Hughes. It's come through for Delorge. The deflected shot goes in. Coventry now have 4. Mills with Walton, who's right up against him, giving him no space at all. And that blocked out the shot, though the deflection takes it through for Wright, and then the mistake against the post and in from Thompson. It's 5-1 now to Coventry City. Well, we know what's happened, don't we? They've took their chances. Here's Hughes looking to take another. He's gone around Bankirli. Here's his hat-trick. It's 6-1 to Coventry City. What an away day. Here's David Wright. It's gone through his man, and now goes through the second. Feeds Rob Holtz, who's looking for a second goal and has somehow managed not to score, but the penalty has already been given. Crewe with a chance of their second in the final second.
And it just shows, if you just show some persistence, what you can achieve.
Here's Sean Smith looking for his 3rd of the season, and he hits the bar. It just sums up Crewe's afternoon. A player that normally never misses from the spot.
I think you'll be able to show those goals on the comedy programme. You have a comedy programme. We'll dominate that this week. I mean, there were some bizarre goals. It was a strange game. Be easier to dismiss it, but we won't. We make mistakes. We've made mistakes since we've been in the First Division. This season we've played the best we've played, and but we're not sure winning games because you always worry about somebody doing something stupid. You know, they play well for 89 minutes and then a minute's lack of concentration or poor decision. So the goals, I mean, the goalkeeper obviously You know, he was a bit unlucky with the first one and probably couldn't do anything about the second one. And then his decision making became a bit unreliable, and the players around him, I think, lost a bit of confidence. So that didn't help, but it's not all down to him.
Uriah Rennie leading out the two sides. The omission of Paul Gascoigne is a disappointment, not only to us but also to Evertonians, of course.
Well, they love their flair players here, and they're desperate to see Ginola and Paul Gascoigne together. But I think Walter's erred on the side of caution. Probably Gaz's best performances this season have come when he's come on as sub, and it's just making sure he can get into the game first.
The traditional Z-Cars theme greets Everton and Crewe. Ferguson at the moment is suffering a little double hamstring injury, tied hamstrings, keeping him out of contention. Here's Gemmell from Campbell's header, and well watched by the goalkeeper. Just a little sight of Clayton Ince goal for Scott Gemmell. This is Smith's throw to Vaughan. Clark with the header away. That's a good try, and Simonson just seemed to lose sight of it for a moment as Neil Sorvel's half volley just bounced up awkwardly in front of the Everton keeper. Rob Hulse, which will be taken by Kenny Lunt, and the header is not far wide from Ashton. Good free kick, and Ashton climbed highest, and he wasn't far away.
No, he wasn't far away.
Sean Smith will take this throw in for Crewe. Vaughan to Sorvel, and the header was pretty much a free one. Good ball into the box by Sorvel. Campbell. Naismith manages to keep the momentum going. Linderof's cross, Alexanderson, Soje and Campbell together. Alexanderson looking for room, can he turn? Ince under pressure here, and then Kevin Campbell. Preparations on the Everton dugout, and Gascoigne will be with us very shortly. This is Ben Ricks, the substitute, finding Neil Sorvel. Back into the box, the offside flag is up, this won't count.
I think you'll find this is closer than it looks. It looks obvious at the time, but I'm sure he was moving.
Brammer. This is right. It's a good ball. Hulse! Oh, and he's unlucky! So close! Terrific effort by Rob Hulse.
Well, the nearest we've had to a goal. It's a great ball played in behind the Everton back four, and Hulse has taken it, sliding in on as a half volley, inches away from glory there. I've been very, very impressed with Hulse today.
It was only really half a chance. It's Kenny Lunt, and suddenly Joe Max Moore. Nice try! And Everton haven't come much closer than that. Brammer forward. It's a replay at Cresty Road. Very good performance from Crewe Alexandra. They've limited the Premiership side to one or two speculative efforts from distance.
Crewe got to really capitalise on the counter-attacks here. Brammer again, lovely to control. He's sent through Rob Hulse. He's one-on-one now. He's beaten off. Oh, and he couldn't beat her. Michael Oates. Crewe's real first chance. Might have done there better, Robbie Hulse. It's an impressive counter-attack there. And Crewe got dangerous. Here, Smith. It's a deep one. Soji's on the edge of it. Headers it. It's down. Oh, and it's just wide by Dean Ashton. He was very unlucky not to score against Everton, Robert Hulse. Right, lovely ball through. Ashton into Hulse. Francesco, it should be two. On to Rob Hulse, who's got Kenny Lunt with him, running into the box. But he finds Zorval instead. It's not a bad cross. Ashton. Francesco. In the last 10 minutes since Blake's got behind Walton here, he's used his power, he'll shoot. Fantastic save by Ince, positioned beautifully there, Francesco. Ashton, he's on the edge of the area, he might fancy a shot, he does. Excellent effort there, Francesco.
I was waiting for that, Adam. As soon as he got the ball, he made himself half a yard, pulled the trigger.
Opposition midfield, and Crewe again can counter. Right, Brammer's asking for it and he gets it. Oh, lovely, skips away, shoots! Francesco, he won the ball in the midfield. He gave the ball to a Crewe player, he then looked for it. Muscat, long ball, fine Blake, it's lovely chest down, fine Sturridge. Now this is interesting here, Blake is on the edge of the area, Walton's got to stand off him here, will fire a shot. And he fires it into the back of the net, and Wolverhampton Wanderers, we've talked about the talent they've got up from Francesco, have taken the lead. Ray again. He might fancy a shot and does. Well, it wasn't well washed, I was going to say, Francesco, because it's been palmed into the back of his net. And Crewe are 2-0 down. Do Crewe bring on Rodney Jack?
Not yet, Adam.
Newton, he's got Blake inside, it's 3. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. We were talking today about the confidence. I think there's a big confidence switch somewhere that someone's flipped over towards, because, you know, everyone's having a pot on goal now, and that's what we saw against Coventry. Muscat, he's got heads in there. Kennedy. Is it him? It is, and it's 4-0. Well, everyone stood and watched Francesco, because I don't think anyone believed that actually went in. Smith now. With his free kick. Had to go up, Bolton's there. Jack, and it's the back of the net. Rodney Jack, the substitute, has finally given the Crewe fans something to cheer about.
Cox is at the near post for it. Forward as well as Kevin Ball, the captain of Burnley. And Paul Cook is in motion as well, along with Armstrong, and the free header though is kicked up in the air by Sean Smith. Here's Ball once more, and it's on the deck for Taylor, and into the goal. It's 1-0 for Burnley. The Clarets in front thanks to the former Manchester City striker Gareth Taylor.
And it's a shame because he does such good work in the first place to get the ball and play it off.
It's not the best of clearances. Here's Rob Holtz, a chance for Rob and for Crewe. Though he's took it wide, he will pull the ball back and Cox will clear. The first sight on goal for the true Crewe forwards. And be more positive in front of goal. It was crying out for a shot from Holtz as the ball looks for him again. Oh, what a wonderful save. A splendid turnaround from Marlon Beresford as he denies Rob Holtz, who this time hits the target. This could be the turning point in the game if Burnley were to create from this. Briscoe again with his second effort, and both were driven at Efisogi. The third one though is wonderfully stopped by Ince. Little with the next that is stopped by Ince too. And then the offside comes to Crewe's rescue.
Because there's nothing being put together. And until that problem's rectified, I think we're just going to be playing lots of disjointed stuff until the end of this game.
Burnley with another opportunity, and they've scored their second. A wonder strike. A splendid goal from Alan Moore. The Clarets lead is doubled, and Clayton Ince and the rest of us were stood with mouths open to Collins. As we wait for Savell and Ricks, both of them will be brought on. Brammer. Walton is still forward, his header will come for Holtz. The Crewe Crusader's done his job and has put his side back in the contest. The leading goal scorer from the Alex, who missed 2 opportunities in the first, has scored in the second. Up in the air from Walton. expulsion after Taylor's header comes now all the way through for Dave Vaughan, and look at the space. For a second it's 3 on 3. Jack in motion, Vaughan still going, he wants to do it all himself. The youngster who's about to be replaced by Red Ricks nearly scores himself a wonder strike here at the Alexandra Stadium. It's rather congested, but Lunt has phoned Rodney Jack. In those sorts of situations, he just can't be beaten. Right, Holtz leaves it, so does Ricks. It will now come through for David Vaughan. Splendid save from Marlon Beresford. He keeps her with a hand. David Vaughan now for the second time in 6 minutes. Had a number of set pieces of Crewe. They've created 7 corner kicks and have nothing from them. Maybe this is an opportunity for them to do something. Sodji against the post, Jack against the bar. Well, if ever you're going to have a double opportunity that's within a whisker of scoring, it will be that. How close can you come without hitting the back of the net? A signal again for Cox to come forward. Taylor is the player at the farther post that I'm sure this corner will be aimed for. He's going to move to the near. It's gone above him for Cox. Oh, Clayton's kept it out with a hand. Splendid stop from Clayton Ince.
I think we're making silly mistakes, which we haven't done in the past. And you know, in the past we've got away with them silly mistakes, but we seem to be getting punished all the time this year. And the mistakes we're making, we shouldn't be making them. We're better players than that. And you know, the gaffer's told us we're going to have to stop doing it. We know we're going to have to stop doing it, or you know, we ain't going to win a game.
How come you can do it so well against Everton, and then unfortunately against the First Division side it's becoming more of a problem to keep them out?
I don't know. I honestly haven't got an answer to that. We work really hard in our defending, and every game's different. I think the main thing at Everton, they never really try to get in behind us, and which the First Division teams have been trying to get in behind us. So I mean, the 3 games have been you know, a bit different.
No, you've not yet scored at the Alexandra Stadium. It would be wonderful if you could.
I've had my chances, and just quite even better because I'm an Everton fan, just to score against Everton and maybe knock them out.
Do you have any sort of celebration that you would do that you'd have?
I don't know. You have to wait and see.
Shirt off.
Oh no, I'm not getting this physique out.
The thing is, you've got Everton in the FA Cup coming up. Can you lift the players for that?
Well, I would hope I don't have to. I'm not going to have to lift the players for that, surely. They'll want to. The playing, it's not quite the same on Sky as BBC, because still a big game. A lot of people have got Sky and will be watching the game.
You're talking to ITV at the moment.
Well, ITV aren't doing it, are they? I'd talk about ITV if we were on there.
It was a stalemate at Goodison. It can't be at Gresty Road. One way or another, the last place in the last 8 will be decided tonight, and this is as close as Crewe have come to the Cup quarter-finals in well over a century. Nicely left by Ashton for Hulse. There's the understanding. Lunt is in space on the right-hand side. Ashton goes for goal, and Simonson just gets there in the second attempt. Again, Ashton looking for Hulse. Here's an opportunity. Hulse losing his footing inside the penalty area. Who's in space. Gilles to his left-hand side. A chance to run at David Wright here. Radzinski, Campbell and Pembridge are all forward. Gilles! Lovely break by Everton. Hulse and Ashton's onto this and he's away. Dean Ashton for Crewe to open the scoring. And the First Division side are a step nearer the last 8 of the FA Cup. And they deserve it. Dean Ashton has been a real handful for Everton. And a little bit of good fortune as the ball ricocheted into his path. But once it had, he had the pace to leave Stubbs and Weir and co in his wake, and he beats Simonson with something to spare. Crewe 1, Everton 0, and they are certainly good value for that. This is Brammer. Oh, nicely done. This is Hulse. And he couldn't quite make it to
Alan Stubbs recovered well. Ashton scored the goal. This was Rob Hulse, and all credit to Alan Stubbs, whose presence I think just did enough. Soje's header, Pembridge is first to the loose ball, and still Mark Pembridge. Good cross, and Radzinski's header puts Everton level in the very last minute of the first half. Jay and Walton and Ashton and Hulse all wait for the corner, and it's in! Oh, it's off the line! Fantastic clearance by Pembridge. Looks for all the world like it had been turned into the back of the net. Simonsen is under pressure again here. As the corner came in, it was Ashton's header, then Hulse, it beat Simonsen, and Pembridge off the line. That is a terrific clip. Ince comes, Ince loses it, and Stubbs, and Soje. Unsworth and Pembridge linking nicely. This is David Unsworth. Radzinski. Unsworth has stayed forward and is acting as a centre forward inside the penalty area here. This is Kevin Campbell. Oh, good finish! Kevin Campbell for Everton.
I wasn't worried about the crosses. I nearly didn't bother to look when they crossed the ball. A little centre forward, two big centre halves. You wouldn't think there was any problem, would you?
Well, Watford had 75% of the game, according to their assistant boss Ray Wilkins, but they were rather wasteful in front of goal. Here, young Jamie Hand firing wide from inside the box. And then Marcus Gale, without a league goal since way back in September, saw his stinging drive parried by the Crewe goalkeeper Clayton Ince. So it seemed as though just one piece of magic would be enough for all 3 points, and it came on 73 minutes. A superb solo run from Dean Ashton, 1-2 with Kenny Lunt, and a great finish, Rob.
Yeah, he enhanced his reputation with a goal against Everton midweek, and this just adds more value to a kid who at 19
Some
years
vital midweek games coming up. Barnsley travel to Crewe, whilst Bradford visit rock bottom Stockport, and Rotherham travel to Norwich.
Hulse had a half opportunity. Rixno with possession once again. It now deflects to Rob Hulse. A chance for him, but he hits the side netting. The leading goal scorer for Crewe with 9 so far this term. Savell. The interchange does work well here for Dario Vladi's men. Ben Rix with the opportunity, and a 2-on-1 because Savell is there too. Ashton waits in the centre. Hulse is there as well. It's gone through little. Ashton and Hulse both look on, and it's the touch of Dean Ashton that takes it wide. Here's Smith looking for Soji. Up in the air is Ashton, and he's got his goal. The boy wonder strikes again. His second in 2, his third in 4. And that takes him to joint leading scorer with his partner in crime, Rob Hulse, his 9th now of the season. Brilliant stuff from Crewe, and they're going to come back for what is an awful challenge from Morgan, who's now sent off. His second booking in 2 minutes, second challenge on Dean Ashton. Ashton gives him a pat on the back, but the captain of Barnsley has gone.
And when a team just goes all out for it, you have to go and...
Rob Hulse is up, and the tip over that is made by Andy Marriott saves his side from a certain defeat. Rob Hulse, 9 strikes now for Dean Ashton. And how many of them have been winners? Hulse, he's managed to get on the end of this one. Rob Hulse, and then a pull from behind. The referee points to the spot, and in the final minutes, Crewe had the chance to seal 3 points. Lee Crooks with a foul in the area, a cynical one on Rob Hulse.
It's got to be red, hasn't it? And it is, yeah. No doubt about it. Do you know something? I hope Sean gives this Rob to take. I really do, because he deserved to score that.
Barnsley, 9 players left on the pitch. Their season's just gone from bad to worse, and they look like they're in free fall.
Crewe goes from better and better and better, because Kevin Street, of all people, has made it 2-0.
What a way to come on for your first start in 2002. He's never had a minute of first-team football in the First Division since Christmas, and he manages to slot in the rebound from the spot kick.
Manages to get the ball on to Rob Holtz, and is there as well to support. Right too as well. And Holtz felt he was fouled, and that has left Crewe a little unnerved because Bernabei now has 3 City players around. 5 Crewe players, but Bernabei might fancy it all himself. Oh my word, Ayel Bernabei with one of the goals of the season. City take another step towards the Premiership, and they do it in cruise mode. 30 minutes in. Finds that that's been cut off by Gota. Here's Charnock now again for Crewe. Ashton, this is where he's dangerous. And look at Rob Holtz, who has space. The Crewe Crusader has stepped his man, and now has stepped the second. But the leg of Horlock did take the ball. The Crewe fans felt it took Rob Holtz as well. Bernard, that's 2. City double their lead. Darren Huckabee with his 19th of the season. And again, it was just a brief moment of third gear from Kevin Keegan's men. Charnock, on by Holtz. Ashton now back to Rob. And here's Rodney Jack, his first touch. Could it end with a goal? Oh, it's nearly ended with Ashton or Holtz on the end. Through to Ronnie Jack, who's onside. His first touch is superb, and Nash is on the floor. Can he score? He does! Rodney Jack has scored against Manchester City. His 3rd of the season, and each one a priceless gem. One to remember there from Rodney Jack. Young with the free kick. It's gone looking for Rob Holtz. And only Nash's diving save on the line denies him. Jensen. Just struggling to get to the pace of the game is Bevericks as Jensen finds Huckabee, who in turn finds Gota, who in turn finds the back of the net for number 103 for Manchester City, the 3rd of the evening, Sean Gota's 30th. Hudson goes to the far side with Holtz and Ashton. But the ball in from Lunt was nowhere near it. It's come back though to Kenny Lunt. Oh, his strike was on target and nearly fumbled by Nash, who made a hash of the first goal for Rodney Jack. Here's the impressive David Wright, who's revelled in the captaincy role. Played one of his better performances against City. Finds Paul Tate, who leaves the ball for David Vaughan. David Vaughan had Dave Besson beaten them, there was no doubt. Here is Holtz. There's an opportunity now, and his effort is on target. The save that's made by Dave Besson is up to the standard you'd expect of a man making his 835th appearance. Walton Tate, Soji and Foster all move, and that ball was played straight to Dave Besant. It was a very poor corner kick, and now has led to an opportunity for Portsmouth. Vine, Biagini has come to Vine's aid. It's gone instead though for Peter Crouch, and that's 1-0 to Portsmouth. Peter Crouch is 18th of the season. He just loves playing at the Alexandra Stadium. He scored here for Queen's Park Rangers last season. Foster looking for one of those 2 players. He's unable to find either. Savell feeds Charnock. There's 4 of them waiting for Charnock to hit a ball in that will give them possession. Tate lays the ball off for Rob Holtz, whose effort is again well saved by Dave Besant. Twice Dave Besant has belied his years to provide acrobatic stop. David Vaughan has the confidence at the moment to take players on. That's a great pass. Holtz then with another opportunity, his third in 30 minutes.
Portsmouth's defence is the greatest. I think they've conceded more goals than Crewe.
A catalogue of errors has led to David Vaughan having possession, and he's managed to find Colin Little, who in turn has given Rob Hiltz the chance to equalise. His 10th of the season. After 3 misses, he finds it with his 4th. The Crewe Crusaders come to their rescue again, right in the final part, the final play of the first half.
Fantastic pass by David Vaughan to find Colin Little.
Needs to be taken quickly from Vaughan. Savell. Holtz lets it run, but takes it from Besson. Foster! A great opportunity for Stephen Foster to score Crewe's winner, deep inside injury time.
Crewe with the chance of some silverware at Drillfield against Altrincham in the Cheshire Cup final. Colin Little on view as the captain of the side that nearly took the lead in the first 10 minutes. The effort from Rob Edwards just off target. Michael Higdon then handballing in the centre, allowing the opportunity for Altrincham to take the lead. And Rod Thornley from the spot sees a very poor kick, stopped by Pancurley, and then the rebound somehow manages to be kept out. One of the strangest penalty saves you'll see. Here's a sending off. Carl Furlong is sent off the field by the referee after the foul, and that's after 90 minutes. A red card for the tackle on Lee Bell. We're into extra time now. After 90 minutes without a goal, Crewe suddenly went goal crazy. Phil Traynor here with the first. A splendid finish from him to give the Alex the lead in the Cheshire Cup final. And now for the Colin Little show. This is Ian Jeffs feeding Colin, who shows what we would love to have seen him done in the first team this season. That's Crewe's second. And Colin's not finished yet. Here he goes again. And back in shot, there's the third. Another excellent finish from the captain of this team. As Crewe celebrate their first silverware of the term. They've not won this competition since 1923, and Colin Little enjoys the moments of lifting up the Cheshire Cup and giving Crewe Alexandra a trophy this term. Look at these faces. Could these be the people that could be the David Wrights, the Dean Ashtons of the future? Maybe a Rob Hiltz in there somewhere, or a David Vaughan, but you can expect them to be in the first team, one or two of these people, in the coming season.
Preston couldn't have wished for a much more emphatic start to yesterday's match, as within seconds they were ahead. Paul McKenna on the score sheet before Crewe had even touched the ball. But credit the visitors, who reacted well to that early blow and were level soon after. Kenny Lunch restoring parity from a Ben Ricks cross. North End, in their first home match since the appointment of Callum O'Hanlon as their new manager, soon regained the initiative. Ian Anderson provided Richard Cresswell with the opportunity to edge them ahead once more. They held that lead until the final 15 minutes, when Crewe once again found an equaliser. Rob Hull's ensuring a point, which certainly suits the visitors more than it does North End.
Crewe's fight against relegation took a knock away to Bradford. The Bantams could have been a goal up in the opening minute, but Ian Jess struck the post. The rebound fell to ex-Everton striker Danny Cadamartri, who was guilty of missing an easy chance. Bradford's opener arrived just 4 minutes later when Wayne Jacobs fired in a low shot across goal, which fell kindly for David Weatherall. Dario Gradi's men fought back midway through the first half. A slick move deserved more, but it was Bradford keeper Alan Coombe who produced a fantastic save to deny Rob Hulse and leave Crewe 1-0 down at the break. Rodney Jack continued the pressure for the Railwaymen as he cut inside and unleashed a fierce drive, only for man of the match Coombs to save again. He was keeping the home side in the game. Any chance Crewe had of earning themselves a point disappeared when veteran Stuart McCall's shot from 18 yards found its way into the bottom corner. That defeat leaves Alex just 1 point above the relegation zone.
Though Crewe have had several games in hand on all their relegation-threatened rivals, they've still to win one of them recently, and Wayne Collins' gift as your Dow for the opening goal was the last thing they needed at third place West Brom.
There was one minor hiccup, and that was Dean Ashton's goal. Russell Holt had twice intervened, but there was no stopping the final blast as it made its way to the roof of the net. But despite that 37th minute equaliser, Albion still went into the break a goal ahead, and again it was through their Portuguese midfielder in casual style. The arrival to the Hawthorns of striker Trevor Benjamin will add some internal pressure on Albion's front two, both of whom responded last night by scoring. Danny Dichio's header was well taken and all his own work. Scott Doby's was neither. But then, as they say, fortune favours the brave. The question is, who will keep their nerve over the 5 games that remain?
We don't have to play him often.
It's a unique style of play, Neil Warnock, as you're probably seeing from what you've gathered so far. Rob Holtz has skipped through 2 challenges. The Crewe Crusader with a gilt-edge opportunity. Super defending from the former Watford player Page.
This game with 11 players.
Holtz, the touch on to Rodney Jack. Oh, that would have been a goal of the season contender from the St Vincent star who needs to hit the back of the net. I don't think it helped Sean Smith having an injury about a month ago that he had to leave himself out of 2 or 3 critical games. He's never really got his form back as Di Giaffo skips through 2 and scores. Lauren Di Giaffo has given Sheffield United the lead, and that's his 5th of the season. Neil Warnock's men have hit Crewe with a sucker punch. The 4th official on the far side as Crewe look for an equaliser. It could come for Rodney Jack. Jack to Rob Holtz. The Crewe Crusader has come to Crewe's rescue once more. His 11th of the season, and he's come again after missing 2 clear opportunities. He backs the 3rd. Have to keep an eye on that incident as Kenny Lunt has this free kick that looks for Foster. He's flicked it in. Stephen Foster's given Crewe the lead. His 5th of the season. Crewe with 2 in 2 minutes have turned the match on its head and maybe their season.
Well, Paul, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Crewe deserve to be ahead. They've been the better team. Well, they've got to keep going. They've actually got another half of football.
Jack, a 3rd would really be the icing on the cake, and it could come. There's so many people waiting. Rob Holtz. The clearance was by Page.
That was absolutely brilliant play from Rob Holtz.
Page wins the ball in the air. Javery has given away the ball, and now Street is onside. Kevin Street around the keeper, or is he? Smith. Lots of movement. Doan. 7 white shirts waiting for Doan, who shoots on goal and scores! It's an equaliser from Sheffield United's fullback, Ben Doan. A 40-yard screamer from Doan, who caught Clayton Ince watching at sea.
Fantastic goal. What a brilliant goal that was.
But they could immediately reply. Here's Kevin Street. Still Kevin Street. Oh, what a strike, and what a save from Bones.
Disappointed. Yeah, I am very disappointed. We did what we normally do. Gave ourselves a really hard start again. Gave them a goal. Had to come back from a goal down again, which we did terrifically well. Got ourselves ahead. We forced the first one in with real determination. The second one was a good free kick. We might have had a 3rd just before half time. We then came out the second half and should have or could have had 1 or 2 more to make the game safe. Then we tired and we had some pressure on us. And then, I thought it was a poor piece of goalkeeping for the second goal. It was a long way out. It can swim all over the place as far as I'm concerned. professional goalkeepers I think should do better
today.
Definitely, we were in good control at 2-1 and we just threw it away. We had some good chances that we should have finished as well, and that was a bit disappointing not to capitalise on them.
The manager was saying you're looking very, very tired in the second half. I mean, not you personally, but the team.
We are, yes. As a team, we were looking tired. We didn't really close down on them enough, and that's why they got the goal. You know, we need to work on that, and we've got a lot of games coming up, so we'll need to rest and prepare and eat well, and hopefully get a good run into the end of the season.
Incredible comeback that after going 1 goal down to go in 2-1 up.
Yes, we're very good at coming back. It's nice to take the lead though every now and then. You know, hopefully we'll do that on Monday against Gillingham.
What's the feeling now? Will you make it?
I think we'll stay up. We've been in this position for the last 4 years, and we stay composed and cool and play football, and we get out of these positions. So I think we'll do it again.
Drop out of the top 6, but still very tight, with only 3 points separating 4th and Norwich in 9th place. At the other end, Barnsley and Walsall remain in the bottom 3. Crewe are those 2 games in hand, which could prove already down.
Gillingham against Crewe, a tale of 2 penalties. This one looked harsh, but was gratefully accepted by Gillingham's Marlon King. He's the king of goals at Priestfield. Here's his 20th of the campaign. Count the fingers. Into the second half, and here comes the second penalty. This one was clearer, and the upshot was a clear chance for Sean Smith to save a point. He'd missed his last 3. Make that 4. Crewe still have games in hand on their fellow strugglers, and they need them. Any team in the bottom half could still go down with Stockport. None of them picked up maximum points over Easter. Nottingham Forest had the worst weekend. They lost both games, but the real danger...
At times last night, finishing was a bit of a problem, not because Wimbledon were poor, more because Crewe's goalkeeper Ademoli Bankole was inspired, brilliantly denying the Dons on several occasions. Even the woodwork threatened to scupper their plans. Trond Andersen unlucky there, but they did find the breakthrough in the second half. Darren Holloway's pinpoint cross powered home by Neil Shipley. And with just over half an hour remaining, the Dons made sure of the points with a deflected shot by Joel McAnuff. In contrast to Wimbledon
seasons in the first division, Dario Grotti's Crewe find themselves precariously placed with just 4 games to go and facing a Crystal Palace side who once topped the table but now would need an inconceivable combination of results to realise their promotion playoff target. Teams emerge in glorious sunshine, temperatures in the low 50s, but the surface is fairly hard. They were watering it for some time. As too has Dave Walton, so there are some decent targets. Soje! And well, it was a combination of defender and goalkeeper, and the rebound was then scooped over. Absentees, really. Free kick to Crewe. Lunt takes it short, it's a good one, and Hulse's header was well saved by Kalinka. Good delivery on the free kick, well seen as well.
That's what Kenny Lunt is good at, his pace on it. It's perfect for a striker to go and attack. Hulse makes a great run, good save from Kalinko.
Well, Palace have certainly got on top in the last few minutes. This is their 3rd corner in quick succession, and it's a good one! And it clips the top of the bar from Akinbaye. Now Wally. Nice turn away and opens up for Smith. He had time to put it in, and Hulse! Great save by Kalinko. Absolutely superb.
That's fantastic goalkeeping, it really is, but I think Hulse will tell you that if he got a little more on it, Kalinka wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. Didn't get as strong a header as he would have wished. Might have even come off the defender last. But what a stop that is by Kalinka.
Decent ball in as well, Soje! Oh, a brilliant save again by Kalinka. He has made 2 outstanding saves.
Well, Sean Smith, for starters, did deliver, and delivered beautifully. Great pace on it, far post. Marking is awful, really, on Soje. Gets away from Mullins too easily. Kalinko, magnificent again.
Free kick, which the Crewe fans aren't pleased with the... well, Akinbaye... off the line it was by Lunt, I think. Well, he's on the post. Just coming back to that point about pressure football. when you haven't got much resting on the game, just give you an opportunity to try a few things. And mind you, Hulse is through here. Everyone was looking for a free kick. Referee just stayed quite happy, wave play on, and that was a great opening out of nothing. Well, again, Hulse jumping. Crewe fans urging their team on, maybe for a dramatic finale. Vaughan, he's fresh, just on. Sorval! Oh, he got it all wrong and he dragged it wide.
Dario, in view of the chances you missed, do you see it as 2 points dropped?
Well, maybe. In a way it was 2 points dropped, but in a way maybe it's a good point for us, you know. Obviously we've still got 9 points to play for. 2 of them are away from home. So we've got a bit to do against Birmingham, then Forest, so it's becoming harder for us. Disappointed that we didn't take one of the chances, because we have in the last few games been making quite a few chances.
I suppose it'd be, in very briefly, it'd be a lot worse if you were actually missing, not getting the chances, but you're getting them, they're coming along.
Well, we've played better this year than in previous years, but we haven't done quite so well in front of either goal. We were better in front of our goal today, that was pleasing. I can't do better than the players I've got there, I don't think. And they won the headers. They're always dangerous from headers, making the chances mostly from headers. So that's why I stuck with them.
There's nothing such as a dead certainty when it comes to the playoffs themselves, but Jacob, Stern John put them ahead. Denied good shots for a penalty. There was no change in fortune last night, but Darren Carter scored nevertheless. And Birmingham made sure of a deserved 3 points through Tommy Mooney's measured header. Birmingham's good form is such that manager Steve Bruce criticised his players for the sloppiness that allowed Crewe a late goal after going 3-0 up. His players say it's the boss that's instrumental in their success.
Kind words, but not much use to a Crewe side desperate for a win. Anything else would leave too much open to the mathematics of their poor goal difference. Dean Ashton's first half effort summed up their frustrations. Though, to be fair, Forest had plenty of the game too, and the troublesome Adam Proudlock might well have done better 10 minutes before half-time. Where the first half was barren, the second was eventful, and for Crewe, fateful. Jurgen Bopp's first ever goal for Forest was a beauty, unless you were a Crewe fan. That was just after the break. 15 minutes later, Crewe's defence was again stretched across the edge of its box, and this time it was Mathieu Louis-Jean who fairly ripped the ball into the net. The Forest fans began chanting, going down, and Crewe was stung into life. A double slice of luck fanned the dying embers of their relegation battle. Rodney Jack's goal came courtesy of Kenny Lunt's deflected cross and his deflected shot. 4 minutes later, Crewe set up a stirring finale with an equaliser from the sort of crisp passing football Dario Gradi loves to teach. Robert Hulse meeting David Wright's cross with a powerful header, and suddenly there was hope yet. But it wasn't enough. Crewe pressed and pressed, but the Forest defence held out. Dario Gradi's side need to win by a freakish margin in their last game, and he is realistic. He has to be.
It's not enough. We're down. But it was a great comeback. Not a surprise. It was a terrific game, I thought. Just a shame that it had to be the game that saw us the finish of us in this league.
Is it a bitter pill to swallow after 5 years of, 5 amazing years in this division? Is it tough to take?
No, it's not. We came up in 6th place, and I didn't think, when we came off at Wembley, I thought, well, we might not win a game. I knew it was a formidable task. I think we've risen to the occasion. The players have worked very hard. I think it's been terrific. People like Kenny Lunt and David Wright, they've had 5 years now of First Division football. They've never experienced anything else. They weren't in the team that came up. Dean, Rob Hulse, all our youngsters. I've actually enjoyed coming here today and giving Forest a real fright. It's just a shame that that it didn't count for anything in the end.
He's made a lot of friends and earned a lot of respect. He'd like to be back too, but that could be quite a tough task.
Well, what a season Efta Basoji has had. It could culminate in a place in the Nigerian team to play England in the World Cup this summer. He's been voted the player of the season here at the Alexandra Stadium, 2001-2002.
Well, if it wasn't him, for me it had to be Dave Brammer. Dave Brammer, as we know, has missed an awful lot of the season. It speaks for itself. He came here last season, he's come up a couple of divisions, struggled a little bit last season. Dario was saying, no, we're trying to teach him to do different things. But what he's achieved this seain, we don't really need to say anything, Paul. To turn out for his country, Nigeria, on the verge of going to the World Cup finals. In this, I think, is, if I'm not mistaken, his second ever season in Division 1. Absolutely brilliant, and he thoroughly deserves his accolade. To say, let's just sit back and enjoy.
On the far side of the field, Dean Ashton is collecting the second award of the afternoon. Efta Basoji collected the first. Dean Ashton is on that far side collecting what we think is the Young Player of the Season award.
I'd always feel that it was going to come down to this game. It's just a shame that if they'd have perked up an extra point somewhere, then it would have been this game to secure the state.
Ashton, straight away to Rodney Jack. Jack with a shot just wide of goal, and wouldn't have that been a start to remember? Now Hunt and Ashton need to help him by moving. And Jack goes on. The deflection comes through for Dean Ashton, who tees up Neil Savell. And it comes through for Ashton once more and deflects onto the bar. Oh my word. Still with Crewe and David Wright. The header up was by McIntosh. Now Kenny Lunt. Smith. Ashton is the highest. Holtz is there. So's Rodney Jack, who scores! Crewe are off and running. Rodney Jack has done everything but score in these first 20 minutes, and then with a thunderbolt, he just doesn't do tap-ins, scores the first of the game. Sedgwick, this is where the danger lies. Lee, outside of him is Talbot, who's clean through a word. For half an hour in, Crewe lead by a Rodney Jack goal, but they need a second. If the unbelievable is start to become believable. There's Rob Hultz, it's left for Soji! Crewe now make it two. The Nigerian international, who could be in the World Cup this summer, has doubled Crewe's lead. And with half an hour gone, Crewe are 2-0 up. Ashton this time with McIntosh. Worley. No Tate. Oh, great touch back for Wally. And Dean Ashton isn't a million miles away.